Okay. Hey, hello, y'all. Hello. What's up, you guys? This your girl Diamond the Realist with Taylor Laundry Live and Uncut. This is the last episode of season 4 of the acting industry talk. Yay! We
Right, let's
interviewed a
go.
lot of people this year. Oh my god!
That's awesome.
Hold on, give me. Oh, there we go. We got Miss Jessica Watson, Rachel Cash, Miss Kiki Lowery, and we have our crazy co-host Picasso.
That's right, Mr. Nobody.
Give me a second, y'all. Let me notify everyone that we're on live. But we finna get deep dive into this last episode before the directors industry talk tomorrow. When I say we finna have 15 dynamic filmmakers on this podcast. This is the biggest podcast of my entire podcast history.
That's
So
awesome.
we finna get the educational, stuff out. People they gonna tell you how they operate in the film world, and it's just gonna get deep dive from there. But give me a second, y'all. Let me let everybody know that we're alive.
I know I should have been on tomorrow.
We
I
could,
know.
I could still get you in, but the thing about it is, they let. I thought I looked at the pricing thing wrong. It lets me add up to 15 on backstage, but it only lets me 10 on what we
It's
doing
okay.
now. But we could still, I could split it since we got 2 hours. So I get the first half, and then everybody the other half we could do from there.
Hmm.
Mr.
Oh,
William, hi.
by the way, everybody, y'all tune in. Listen, this is like the last show, right? So tonight, you know what I'm saying? I was going to show my face to y'all, but I got my face on tonight with y'all. I'm going to be doing all the ratchet shit y'all normally don't see me do. This is what happens when the shit is off. So I'm letting y'all know we're going to have a good time tonight on the show. We got wonderful guests. And before I go any further, I want to thank my sis T on this one for bringing me a part of this because you know what I'm saying? She hollered at me. She made me a co-host on this, and we've been rocking. Like this season has been a very good season. We're having a lot of guests up on here, a lot of well-known guests in the acting department, from producers to actors to actresses. They just been rolling out of here. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people get in contact with each other for other opportunities in the near future. So what you want to do is next season, come on back. You know what I'm saying? Come with us next season, and we're gonna definitely have it popping off for y'all. But tonight. It's about to be lit. That shit over.
Yes. Oh, I see people popping in. I see people popping in. This is the last episode of the acting industry talk of season 4. When I say season 5 is finna get so lit, I cannot wait. We have Miss Jessica Watson, Rachel Cash, Kiki Lowery, and William Turner that is a special guest for tonight.
Right, let's go, people. Let's go.
Yes. So we're going to, do a small introduction. We're going to everyone that's on live. So, tell us what you got going on before we get into these questions because, baby, we got some striking questions going to for this hour. Well, 2 hours because that's how it's been going. But we're going to go from there. Miss Jessica, please introduce yourself. Tell what you got going on. Hey, you Miss Yvonne.
Hey y'all, what up though? I'm Jessica. I'm an actress. I'm an artist, singer as well. And I worked in the fashion industry for a long time too. So kind of been dabbling in a few things. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I don't know what else. What else you want to know?
What movies you been in? Like, tell us about the acting.
Okay.
What's going on?
Few movies, they shoot a lot of movies here in Detroit that are on, I don't want to say to be movies, but okay. So the last thing I did probably was working with DR2 dentistry. I was on Pressure. I was in a stage play called Enough is Enough with Keela. I've been in Street Legal too.
Okay.
I've been in well see I hate when I have to run it down like that.
Let's give us a few of the big ones, but still give all the,
Yeah.
the films like, but your big ones, the ones you was, they had the speaker roles and stuff that you got coming
I
up.
was in A Night to Forget. That was a comedy
Mhm.
film that they shot
Okay.
here. Pillow Talk, I was in that. So yeah, I kind of started having experience working with a lot of the directors here in Detroit and things like that. So it's been pretty
And I'm
cool. I'm
sorry.
about to be in the play in a couple of weeks with Malia
Okay.
Burrell.
Okay,
Yep, here in
okay.
Detroit. It's called Freedom. I'll have post a flyer on my page. Yep.
Okay, and can
Okay.
you give them where they can find you at too? By the way.
Oh, yep. Jessica Watson. On Facebook, I spell my name with a G, Gessica, last name Watson. On Instagram, Jessie Jess underscore Gessiigess underscore. Jessie Jess spell with a G.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Rachel.
Hey y'all, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm an actress, podcaster, a life coach. So I do a few things. I'm actually going to be in a film with D Dot and Big Von. So we're going to be doing a movie series called What Should I Do? So y'all be
Okay.
looking out for that. I do have some other movies that's coming out as well. Those will be coming out in 2026. I'll be starring in one of um, Terrace Walker's films. It's called My BFF. So there's a few movies that's going to be coming out in 2026 that they're going to be dropping. So I'm excited about that.
Okay.
Okay. And also, where can they find you at?
Oh, y'all can find me on Instagram, rcash35, and Facebook, Rachel Cash, and then my podcast is called Cash Talks.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We'll have
Okay.
to
Let's see.
collaborate one day. Okay. 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 Miss Kiki, do you love me?
Hello, hello. The multifaceted. So I am a director, a producer, a writer, actress, licensed therapist, author. I got a couple self-help books out. Um, I own a private practice for counseling, but I also have a production company called Inspire Media and Legacy Group that I just launched this past year. Um, I, let's see, movies I've been in. My husband's mistress. So shout out to Raquel Williams for giving me my first opportunity. Me and her have been rocking ever since. So I'm in parts 1 and 2. I will be playing Agent Walker in her first series that's coming out called Bottom Bitch. So I can't wait for that to come out. And I just finished wrapping my first feature film that I directed, wrote, and produced called My Girlfriend's Husband.
Okay. Oh,
We just wrapped
that's
that
lit.
October, so that'll be coming out in the beginning of 2026. So
Okay. And where can they find you at?
on Facebook, I am Kiki Lowery, and IG and TikTok, I believe it's I am underscore Kiki Lowery. Yeah, that's
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Let's keep it
Mr.
going.
William. Mr. William.
All right, how y'all doing today? I'm William Turner. I'm an actor, caregiver. Projects I've been in and I got out. I have a movie called Encouragement that's on Amazon Prime and Tubi. I'm the lead actor. I actually have
Okay.
another movie called Right Plan, Wrong Man. It's on Folsom TV, and that will be on Tubi pretty soon. I just
Okay.
did a play a couple weeks ago called Soul Display, and we think about taking the show on the road. I just finished a project last weekend called Same Day Delivery, and I have a show coming out, I believe, on Amazon Prime the beginning of next year called Conditional. And I'm just out here working, guys.
Okay. And bro, where can they find you at on social media?
Oh, right, right. Facebook, William Turner. Instagram, King Showtime James.
Okay, and that
Okay.
is one of my new actors for the Fault
Yeah.
Line.
okay.
Right. I'm on the fault line as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
He is Dr. Chin. Oh, yeah, he was on my ass about that role. I'm like,
Yeah.
Dr. Chin, you done got this goddamn wrong. He like, okay, clock it.
Thank God. I had to do what I had to do.
He's like, Tracy, got it. What's going on? I'm looking like, oh God, Jesus Christ. But we're gonna get everything in order. My first film is coming out in well, not coming out. We're gonna be filming in March called The Fault Line. We got it was a lot of communication issues. We have a little Polly in it, but I ain't gonna say too much. It's gonna be lit though. He is one
Okay.
of the direct therapist, so he's gonna be on our ass, and this will be my first lead role in this movie, so I'm excited.
Okay. And let me let y'all know who I am. I go by the name of Dennis Picasso Cruz. To y'all, Mr. Nobody. So I come from the music industry, came from the adult film industry. Now I'm in the regular acting industry. I've done movies on Tubi. I've done movies for Amazon. Done movies for Apple TV, things like that. I got movies on YouTube, The Whore Next Door, the Committee 161 web series. And Playing in My Face. That's dropping. I'm also in Bishop Bling, Crooked Suits, Arrogant Bastard. You know what I'm saying? I'm a face that you just don't want to forget when I do show my face. But welcome all y'all tonight to the show, and we're gonna get this going. Let's go.
Okay. We got the character deep dive. We finna start with these questions. Okay, Miss Tiffany, hold on. Give me a second. Hi, Miss Tiffany.
What's up, girl?
Hi, we doing an introduction before we start. So tell us about Miss Tiffany for a second. Tell everybody where to find you and what you got going on in films and pertaining to film.
Okay, for sure. My name's Tiffany Hawkins. I'm from Michigan. You can follow me. My Instagram is Tiffany Hawkins with 4 S's, or you can follow my production, which is Hollywood Hawkins Productions. And right now, I'm currently filming for The Player's House. We're about 75% done with that, and I've acted in over 25 films. This is my 5th film. All my films are on SDM Flix app and YouTube.
Okay.
We got the director here. Oh, I Jesus.
It's about to be lit tonight. You know it's about to be lit tonight.
Okay, y'all, we finna get into the character deep dive. How do you approach the initial character breakdown when you first receive a script? What's the first physical choice you make for a character, Jessica?
Can you repeat that again?
I
I
said,
didn't
how
hear
do
that.
you approach? Okay, you hear me? Okay, how do you approach the initial character breakdown when you first receive a script? What's the first physical choice you make for a character?
I try to read the whole script. Unless you can get actual feedback from the director as to what their vision was, I feel like that's the best approach is to ask the director. But I feel like the next thing is to read that whole script so you can really get an idea of the background, the present, the future, and just so you can encompass it all into the whole acting portion of bringing that character to life.
Okay. Miss
Mhm.
Rachel?
Somebody
Yeah,
turn
I
on
agree
this.
100%.
Somebody echo. Okay, everybody turn on mute until it's time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what was that about. Okay, got
I
you.
don't know. But yeah, no, I agree definitely with her. Like reading the whole script to actually know what the character is about, how you're going to play that character, and really feeling the character and getting information. I love getting information too from the directors of, how, they want that character to be, because you don't really get a feel unless you get those answers from them. So I agree with that. Reading the script into its entirety, getting the information you need to really dive deep into that character.
Okay. Miss Kiki?
I mean, I don't want to be redundant, but I would say the same things. But also, I can't take my therapist hat off. This is really echoing.
Let me hold on, Miss Kiki. Everybody, I'm hearing echoes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Can everybody be on mute, please?
Down for right now until they're done. Please.
Okay.
Can't hear that. Go ahead, Miss Kiki. I don't know why it's doing it.
So, like I said, I don't want to be redundant, but I do the same thing. To ask the director what they're looking for. I definitely read the whole script. I never take my therapist hat off though, honestly. And so I study human behavior. And so the first thing I want to tap into is what the character is feeling. And I build from there. Like, how do they feel before anything? And, then I'm building on their posture, everything. I'm a human. Like posture plays a part in that. How you showing up, and so I just build a character from there, starting with emotion.
Okay, Mr. Nobody.
Well, I'll be real with you. Like, I will sit there and actually, like, I'll read the script. I see what the other characters are going through before I even go to a director. Because 9 out of 10, I mean, I feel like most directors will sit there and tell you, you take control. So you got to know what your predecessor is when you're doing a scene. So in other words, if I have a scene with somebody, I'm reading the inserts of what they want, particularly for the scene. But once that comes into play, I'm sitting down with my co-star and I'm like, yo, this is how we're gonna approach it so that we can get a rhythm and a vibe and a feel for each other on how we're gonna make this scene go from this to that. So a lot of times I interact with the actor.
Okay. Wiiliam? William. Wait a minute. William. William. We'll let him pop back on. Miss Tiffany.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so oh Lord, why is it? Okay, everybody got to go mute. Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Everybody go mute.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it.
Mine's off mute.
Okay. There we go. Go ahead.
Okay, you're saying as far as character breakdown?
Mm-hmm.
I would say from the writing or the acting point of view. You're saying from the acting point of view?
Yeah, the acting point of view.
Okay, I definitely read it over first. I'll pray about it, and then I'll kind of read through the whole script and see how the story plot goes and everything, and then I just kind of make it my own, similar to what the other people on the call said too. Just getting into character, then I'll try to prepare like my facial expressions, different things. I'll try to prepare like different outfits to prepare for the role, just trying to get into it, picturing myself like doing it and stuff like that, and who I have the scenes with and stuff. Just prepare myself and my energy to be ready and to even encourage the other person so we can, bring it to life.
Okay. William.
William.
I guess this thing acting crazy. We'll let him. We'll go back to the question when he get back on. Okay, so we're gonna go into the technique. What specific acting techniques or training methods do you draw upon frequently? Maneser method, Stavosky, classical training, and how have you shaped your process, Jessica? You on mute, baby.
You said classical training was one of your.
Yes. Yeah, Maneser. Wait a minute. Maneser method, Stavosky. I can't pronounce that goddamn word. Lord, Stanislavski, classical training.
Classical training.
Tell us about how do you process yourself for it when it comes to those type of techniques in these movies.
Classical training. I use that in music mostly, and in film as well. But for me, classical training started in music from a very young age. I could say I'm classically trained.
Okay, wait. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to ask you a question. Since you do music, do you mind me asking what kind of music do you do?
R&B, gospel, soul.
Okay. So you do songwriting, composing, arranging, all those things, correct?
What'd you say?
So you do songwriting, composing, arranging, probably singing too, as well as backup vocals,
arranging, correct? Songwriting, yep, and I sing.
Okay.
Back then, I played the violin and stuff, but that was a long time ago. I do not play the violin anymore.
That's a little difficult, but
yeah, that's a long. I haven't done that since I stopped right before high school, playing the violin and things like that. But yep, I could say I'm classically trained with like opera music and things like that.
Okay.
Miss Rachel.
Yeah, that's funny because we got a lot in common because I played the violin as well. So I would say classically trained as well. I definitely played the violin, dance. I was in radio and TV, so I definitely had that training back then. That was a long time ago too, but still you keep those traits in you, like you remember, from that training. For sure.
Okay. Miss Kiki.
So I am like a baby in the industry as far as any training is concerned. I wouldn't say that I can say that I am connected to any particular technique as of yet. I'm still learning. I've only taken like basic on camera training course, classes, acting classes. So yeah, I wouldn't say that. I can't say that I'm married to any particular technique.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't want to misconstrue. I'm classically trained in music. Acting, I've taken classes and workshops and things like that. And studied on my own. But music-wise, yes, classically trained.
Okay. Mr. Nobody.
Well, I mean, when it comes down to a lot of things, I mean, because just like I'm listening to the other guests, they say that they do gospel. Even though I come from many genres, I grew up in the church. My mom's is a retired pastor as well as a choir director. So, I mean, when it comes to writing gospel music, I did training in music, don't get me wrong. But bringing it into filming, I mean, I'm hearing all the people that you are mentioning, and I did take maybe one or two acting classes here and there. But I'm going to be honest with you. I developed my own style, my own method. I found out what works for me. And what works for me is actually either one or two things. Either one, I'm going to record my part and your part on, let's say, a video and make sure I just practice with the video I recorded with both of us interacting the scene. Or I might just do a different technique to whereas, because I want to make sure, once again, whoever I'm acting with, we nail this scene. I may go over with you, let's say, listen, get your script. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over the scene 5 times. And me and you will go over the scene 5 times. And then the 6th time, we're going to put away that script. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go from what we know. That's a little technique I developed because it implants a brain into your head to where, guess what? If I'm your co-star, we're working this scene. By the time we hit number 4 and number 5, we don't need that sheet of paper. We still have time on the clock to get this right. By the time it hits number 6, guess what? We know it like that, and guess what? It flows so fluently, so smoothly, and so naturally because we done run the scene before they said action. So I tend to use my own method when it comes to that. I mean, everybody develops their own techniques when it comes to making something work for them. I find mine's a little bit more easy and simple.
Okay, okay. Miss Tiffany?
Yes, can you hear me good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then after the next one, I'm gonna have to sign off a little early because of the snow right now here.
Oh, yeah,
But
please
yes, I'm not sure what category it's under, but I had a lot of theater classes and stuff, and I graduated from Henry Ford College. Like I have a liberal arts degree, so I took a lot of acting and theater classes in college, and then I went to About Faces, Models, and Talent in Atlanta, like about 3 or 4 years ago. I stayed down in Marietta, Georgia, and I just took classes out at that. It's kind of like an agency / school. So just I'm all about growth. I love to learn. So any type of classes or sessions or anything school related, I'm for it. And I think it helps perfect the craft. I think it helps to learn new things and everything like that.
Right.
Okay. William?
You hear me now? Okay. Somebody called me. But I never actually really took any classes. I just did a lot of auditions and picked up as I went, and just the more experience I did, I just got better and better. So
Okay. Did Miss Rachel, you answered the question already?
What was the question? I couldn't hear anybody. I
It
had to
was
go out
for
and
the
come back in.
techniques. It was the technique method training.
Yep, I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right, let me go into a couple director questions while we have 2 directors in this chat right fast. Give me 1 second. The why. What is the single defining emotion experience you want the audience to walk away after seeing your work? Kiki?
Good question.
The emotion. I want people to walk away with the with truth. So I hate to keep saying this, but I'm a therapist. I'm sorry. Human behavior and spirituality too. Like those are my two. Those are my two things right there. So I wrote this down because I wanted to be clear about where I'm going with these storylines.
Okay.
So I want them to feel seen in all their contradictions, from faith and fear, love and trauma, hope and heartbreak. I want my
I don't know.
work
Are we losing?
to say you're not crazy.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can.
Am I back?
Yeah,
you're back.
I don't know what's going on. Probably
Hello.
the weather messing with the reception right now. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I don't know what happened. I don't know what y'all heard.
No, you kind of go in and out. Like for some reason, you're here 1 second and you go out. So we didn't really catch
basically,
everything.
I want people to walk. Can you?
Okay, is that just me or does she go in and out to y'all too?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's running
dang.
out as well.
Going in and
Okay,
out.
You tell me if you can hear me.
we can hear you
Okay.
now.
Yeah, we can hear you now. I think everybody's reception
Come
is
back to
acting
me
crazy.
then.
Okay. Miss Tiffany, are you able to answer the question or you still driving?
Yeah, because you're going
I
you're
can
going in
answer
and out.
that. What was the question one more time? Huh? What do I
I
want people
said
to walk away?
the why. What is the single defining emotional experience you want the audience to walk away after seeing your work?
I want people to feel inspired, encouraged after they watch me. It also depends on the role too, but I love God and I love people, and that's what I'm promoting. I'm promoting kindness,
Yes.
love, my dreams, seeing other people chase their dreams, and just when someone watches me in a role, no matter what type of role it is, I just want them to feel like, wow, like she really gave an effort, she really entertained me, and she motivated me in some type of way. So that's my goal, to motivate, encourage, and entertain. And if it's something more on the spiritual side, like I said, I represent God and love.
Okay. We have another director's question, conflicting styles. Have you ever worked with an actor whose preparation method clashed with your process? And how did you handle it?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I was saying conflicting styles. Have you ever worked with an actor whose preparation method clashed with your process? And how did you handle that professionally?
Tracy, I'm hearing every other word you're saying.
Oh, why is it? Can you hear me now?
Can everybody
Now
hear what she's
you're good.
I heard the
Okay.
question. I heard it.
Yeah, so I
Kim?
was saying, have you ever worked with an actor whose preparation method clashed with your process? How did you handle it professionally?
No, I haven't. Mm-mm. I just respect it so much because everybody has their own technique and everybody has their own way of preparation. And I'm also still in the stage of learning. So if I see somebody doing something and that works for them, I'm like, oh, what they doing? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a vet in the game when it comes to acting. And I never want to act like I am. I'm always trying to learn. So I can't say that I've experienced anybody doing anything technique wise and preparation wise that has rubbed me the wrong way or clashed with anything. You just kind of respect, oh, okay, that's what they do. Then you peep it, you're like, oh, maybe I should do that too. So it's just like a respect thing.
Okay.
Right.
I think acting is art, right? So you got to let people be free to create.
Yeah.
So as a director, I mean, I've had people that want to take over the scene. Now sometimes we got to pull it back a little bit.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of
Yeah.
complaints about that lately. A lot of actors that's big headed, they want to start taking over the director's role that reading the script, and they feel like I paid you to do something. You need to stay over there, stay with the big dogs. Yeah, big
Right.
dogs. So
Sit down, be humble.
yeah, be humble, baby girl. Like, be humble. You want to be got where you need to be, unless these directors got you where you need to be. Please
They got
understand
you.
that. But who am I? Let me see. Let me go back to one of my other questions. Give me 1 second. This is screenwriter. No. 1 second. Creative conflict. Describe a time you had a creative disagreement on set with a director, writer, or co-star. How did you handle it professionally? Everyone can answer that question when we go on the line. So whoever want to answer it, they go ahead.
Well, I could tell you from a director standpoint, I just basically told him it's mine right here. So basically, not respectfully, I'm never disrespectful, but just set the boundaries. That's what I did. Because they wanted to take over the scene, but I'm just like, this is my vision, and this is what I want to see, and this is what I need you to do. And it worked.
Well, let me ask a question.
Okay.
Respond to that.
Huh?
How did they respond to that when you told them that? How did they respond to that?
They did what they were supposed to do. They respected it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't no rah rah or anything. It was respectful the way that I said it. It wasn't no
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
some
just
people may take your respect as disrespect. It's just people perceive stuff differently, especially when it comes to taking authority that they don't have. It's just
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever had somebody? You as a producer, have you ever had like maybe an actor where you told them something and then, you probably let the thing alone, but they just kept going on about it? Because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure in your film you see a
yeah,
lot.
that's happened. That's happened. That happened to me not on set though. That happened to me during a table read, and that person didn't make it to film day.
Oh wow,
I got tripped for your ass. Okay, doop, doop, doop. Send email. Sit. Got nothing to say to you,
wow, that's crazy. Okay.
Jessica. Describe a time you had a creative disagreement on set with a director, writer, or co-star. How did you handle it professionally?
I can't say that I've ever had a creative disagreement. I
Okay.
can't say
Well,
that not that I can recall right now.
that's a good thing.
I mean, there might have been no. I mean, like picking a song. There was one, mm, but no. Like I said, it's not my show. The director said, "Do what they say, do." I do it. I'm not here. It's not my. It's not my film production. I'm just here to do. I'm grateful for every opportunity. Now, unless it's disrespect or something involved, I'm not about to give too much pushback. I'm just not.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Miss Tiffany.
Yes, you said a creative disagreement.
Yeah, describe a time you had a creative disagreement on set. And how did you handle it?
I would say for me, like, if I'm on someone else's set on the actress side of things, I do whatever's asked of me. Like I take roles that I know I have the time to do, that I know that I want to do, and that I know that it doesn't conflict with my spirit, right? Because if a person takes a role that they're not comfortable with, or that they want to change on their own, then they're going to be just going through the motions and being all over the place. And I just think it's important to not change the director's vision, because many directors, they've had their scripts for many years, and people are paying a lot of money for these productions, whether it be them at a studio or self-funded or whatever. So if someone gives me an opportunity, I just come in peace. And as far as on my own set, I don't really have too many disagreements, by the grace of God, because I say a short prayer before we all film, and I have that understanding with whoever I work with. Are you comfortable with the role? And just talk about it beforehand. So I don't really be having them problems, thank God.
Okay. Rachel.
Can y'all hear me? You can hear me? Okay, I can't hear any of you all, but if you can hear me, I agree with everybody. I mean, if a director, like, you have to respect the director and their vision, just like what she said. And there's no way I'm going to be given an opportunity and disrespect the person who has given me that opportunity. Now, have I seen it happen before on set? Yes, I have. And, where there was a disagreement where someone kind of was trying to take over, but that's absolutely insane to try to do that. Because again, like she stated, you can definitely get an email stating that you are no longer needed. You can easily be replaced. So I think respecting, the director, if you have something that you want to say to them, a side note or whatever the case may be, you can have a conversation. But I feel like, when you're given that opportunity, take the opportunity, adjust to whatever you need to adjust to, and do what you got to do to make it happen.
Okay.
Cool.
But me personally, I've never had any type of disagreement, because I want to learn anything I can learn. I want to learn it. So I'm going to listen and learn.
Okay. William.
I've had a disagreement with a director before. Um,
How did you
I
handle
didn't get
that?
into it with her. She just didn't. She wanted me to play her husband, and her husband had a deep, Barry White voice, and my voice kind of high pitched. So my acting just wasn't going right for her. So I'm like, I'm trying to do what I can't do nothing right for this woman. So I'm getting kind of annoyed, but I'm keeping my cool. But it's getting real tough. But I'm keeping my cool, keeping it professional. And you got to have real thick skin in this industry. So that's what I did. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happened, though. But yeah, I'm sorry, I ain't got the Barry White voice going on.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's just what?
Okay.
Barry White voice? What the fuck? Okay.
That's what I
Picasso, do
said.
you have any questions?
That's what I said, Danny.
Wow. So I'm sorry, I don't got the Barry White voice.
Jesus Christ, a Barry White voice. What the fuck? Oh God. Mr. Nobody,
Apparently,
do
her
you
husband
have
had
any
a deep voice.
questions for the entire do you have any questions, period?
Damn. Coming through with a loop for that one. Okay. I mean, honestly speaking, look, I've been on sets with producers, and I mean, look, it doesn't matter what industry you come from. It doesn't matter what field you're in. Remember, there's always somebody above you. And you're gonna have to take some orders until you're in that position where you can call the shots. Then when you call the shots, guess what happens? You'll be the one telling a person what to do. But until that day comes, sometimes it's good just to sit back and take notes. See, a lot of people don't understand. You got one mouth and two ears. Listen twice as much as you speak. When they put you in a position, most people aren't able to get in those positions that you're getting in. So if there's something like, I feel like this, if you're trying to make something better, there's nothing wrong with giving your opinion. I don't have beef with producers. I don't have beef with directors, things like that, because I'm not really onto the confrontational level when I get into anything I'm involved in. I like to be very professional. If I give a suggestion, let's say a director or producer says no, they want to go with that, they want to go with what they have, I don't have no problem with that. I'm just trying to make the project maybe a little bit more better, give it a more of a better feel, more natural feel. To whereas if somebody gives you something, sometimes they just want it done to the T. They don't want you to add, they don't want you to take away, they just want it done to the T. And I mean, you have to respect that. There's nothing wrong with that. But to get in a competition with any producer or anything like that, I can honestly say I don't have those kind of issues. Never will have those kind of issues. Because the person who you are will speak volumes to anybody. You don't have to get into a confrontation about something that you may not agree in. You talk about it and you come to a resolution and you get back to work. Very simple.
Okay. We have a your type question. Do you have a clear sense of your casting type? And how do you balance embracing with pursuing roles that stretch your range? Jessica? Jessica? Can you hear me?
Jessica, are you there?
She's
Can you hear
talking
me?
and she's on mute.
Can you hear me? Jessica?
Oh, maybe not.
Okay, well, we just... Did she go?
Jessica,
Jessica?
are you there?
Okay. Well, we'll just get back there. Miss Kiki?
So far, I have not had to stretch very far. I played a best friend, counselor. An agent is not far fetched. My personality is very dominant and authoritative. You know, that type of, those are the role. Attorney. These are the roles that I have played so far, which is very much in line and within my comfort zone. And but I do want to be able to stretch myself beyond that. But I haven't had that opportunity as of yet, so I can't really speak to that yet.
Okay. Miss Tiffany?
Yes. As far as on the acting side of things, I like to play the good girl. I don't mind being dramatic though at different times. I love just being in dramas, thrillers. Those are my favorites. But as far as like on the casting, like directing side, looking for talent, I like talent that it's okay if they haven't done a lot, but just talent that is friendly. Like, I'm not saying you got to be smiling 24/7, but I just like good energy. Like, I don't want to be bothered with demonic energy. Like, I just like working with people that are about teamwork, that are excited, because some people that you work with, it could be their first speaking role, their first photo shoot, first everything. So I just want to work with people that just believe in themselves in some type of way. And then when I see them do their talent and blow everybody away, it makes my soul so happy. Like, I love, like I said, just good energy and people that want to just believe in themselves to try to do it. You know, that's the type of people I like working with.
Okay. William? Yeah.
I just want to say I love you, Tiffany, already. I don't even know you, but I already love everything. Just saying.
I love you too. Hit me up. I can't see what your social media is, but just hit me up. Message me, and I'll message you back, or message me on social media, and I'll definitely message you back.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Will, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Ask the question one more again.
I said, do you have a clear sense of your casting type? How do you balance embracing that with pursuing roles that stretch your range?
Oh, I love it. I love to challenge myself.
I keep hearing myself echoing. Somebody
Me
speaking.
too.
I got
Somebody got to be YouTube.
It's if
Huh?
he, I don't know if it's you. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm going on mute.
You good? Can y'all hear me?
Hey,
I don't know
say
why
it
it's
one more
doing that
time.
on Miss Tiffany thing. That's weird. I kind of caught it.
You know why? Because she's driving. When she's driving, she's
Okay.
just the
Yeah.
speaker's giving us.
Okay. Go ahead, William.
Say it one more time because it
I
got
said,
loud.
do you have a clear sense of your casting type? And how do you balance embracing it with pursuing roles that stretch your range?
Oh yes, I have a I like to work with people that's not on bull job, that's professional, that has good energy and wants to get the job done. Because we all got a goal here. We're trying to finish here, build our resume. We love acting. And stretch my range. Yes, I would love to stretch my range because it brings a new challenge. You know, I like to be presented with new hard things so I can overcome it, and it could, make me stronger as an actor. So anything I can do to help me, myself, and other people get better as actors, I would love to do it. So yeah.
Okay. Ms. Rachel?
Yeah. So I love working with people, same with great energy. I've played a few roles. I know the recent one that I played that really stretched me was playing someone that had cancer.
Oh
So
wow.
that was really, really that was hard for me because my mom passed away of cancer. So to get into that role, I really had to dive deep and go back into the memory of, her going through that. And it was almost like reliving it. It was really, it was hard, but I think that gave me the emotion I needed to really push the character through.
Let me ask you a question
So,
real quick. The
mhm.
hard part for you, like, I mean, because I know actually going back to relive that wasn't actually like, was that more hard to get involved with that, knowing that you didn't want to like
I
unlock
can't hear
doors?
him.
Can you
You
go
hear me
ahead?
or no?
Yeah, he was asking me a question. What did he say?
Oh, I was
I didn't hear
asking.
him.
Can you hear me now? Can she hear me?
Can you hear him
Can
now?
I can hear you. I can't hear him.
What?
I know that's crazy.
well, this accent was a hard connection to be
I can hear
open up.
you. You want me to go out and
He
come?
was saying, how hard was it to open up to that type of character?
It was hard. It was emotional. So I know for me, I had to. I got into those emotions, but I didn't want to get into those emotions to the point where I couldn't do what I needed to do for the character.
Okay.
So I had to kind of just keep myself and think about the great memories that I have with my mom opposed to what she actually went through. So I think that's what helped me kind of push it through and get it done because that was a hard role for me to do. I usually played a good girl. I have played a grandma before, like a young grandma kicking
Okay.
somebody's ass.
Oh my, that's crazy. Oh
I
wow.
did. It was hilarious. So I got a chance to play a couple roles, but that one really pushed me. And I was an honor to play that role for someone, for the director who it was his fiance who actually passed from cancer. So it was an
Oh,
honor to play that role for him, and even he had to relive it. But yeah, I dove really deep into emotions in that one.
Okay. Jessica, can she hear me? Jessica,
Mm.
can
You
somebody
said
call
Jessica,
Jessica?
Jessica, can you hear?
You still on mute, baby?
I didn't really hear
Jessica.
the question because
Oh, okay, okay. I'm
I don't
sorry.
hear Tracy. You're muted.
I don't know why. Can you
Oh,
hear
you
I
me
didn't
now?
like. I don't hear you now.
okay?
She
Wait, wait.
can't hear.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, Tracy.
I said, do you have a clear sense of? Yeah. Do you have a clear sense of your casting type?
Can't hear
And how
her.
do you balance bracing that with pursuing roles that stretch your range?
I had somebody calling me. I got the hotline going on. Do me a favor. Repeat the question one more time so I can tell her.
I said, do you have a clear sense of
Can't hear her.
your casting type? And how do you balance embracing it with pursuing roles that stretch your range?
Okay. Do you have a clear sense of casting type, and how do you balance it when you're going to pursue your role and do a range about it?
Do I have a clear sense of casting type?
Yes.
Clear sense of casting type. Like a role that I'm used to playing or prefer to play or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
I keep playing these like nurturing roles. I played nurturing roles. I mean, more than one. I've been a nurse, a sister so and so at the church, a nurse, somebody's auntie. I played a significant other before. That was pretty cool. That was fun. That was a stretch. But I found myself playing nurturing roles type thing. That's kind of close to my personality a little bit, but so playing things that are a little bit further away from my personality is always good because it's a stretch, you know. So I would love something serious. One time I played like a gangster. That probably was my favorite.
Okay. Okay.
Right. I'm gangster, but you know, I used to be, but I'm good now. I'm somebody's mama now, so.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I will get my gangster bag when I need to.
Okay. Okay. We have a handling rejection question for everyone. How do you manage how do you manage rejection downtime that is a core part of the acting profession? Kiki.
I didn't hear nothing you said, so I don't know if you're talking to
Tell her
me.
to
But
come back. Tell her to leave and come back in. I don't know.
Rejection.
Sometimes it works.
what you're gonna have to do is just leave and come back in, and they're gonna redo the process over so that you can hear her and she can
Okay,
hear
so
you.
leave and come back in. Okay.
Okay. Anybody
You hear
else
me,
who may have
Kiki?
a problem with hearing her, just do me a favor.
I can hear Tracy. I can hear you, Mr. Nobody. I can hear both of y'all.
Okay. So how do you handle rejection in your career as a director and an actor?
I don't really believe in rejection. I think that rejection is always redirection. It's redirecting me to the door that I'm supposed to go through, the opportunity that I'm supposed to have. That's how I see it. So it's cool for me. I mean, that's something that I preach in my therapy sessions with clients. So that's my lane, that type of stuff.
Hold on a second. And who said that, by the way? Because I'm sorry, I can't see you.
Miss Kiki.
Miss Kiki, you have a very good way of thinking because I said that a couple of shows ago. Well, let people know rejection shouldn't be taken as rejection should be the something where God closed his door for you for another door to open. So I like the way that you think about it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. William.
Y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Well, I treat rejection like relationships with the acting. You know, everybody ain't gonna like you, so you just got to take it
True.
and move on, learn from it.
Okay. Okay.
My
Is he still
connection went out.
talking? Okay. Can you,
Y'all
go
hear
ahead.
me?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, you just gotta take rejection because it's a harsh industry we in. So you just gotta have tough skin and try to move on from it.
Well, let me ask you a question, bro. Have you ever
Yes.
been like turned down for something that you really wanted?
Oh yes, yes.
How did that
That's
go? If you don't mind me just kind of digging in the bag of goodies, how did that go?
oh well. I mean, you just got to move on to the next one. Usually, I have like a whole bunch of auditions after that, so you just got to move on to the next one. And,
Okay,
learn from that one and become a better actor. You got to be mentally tough.
right,
That's all.
right.
Okay. Miss Jessica. Your thing's still on mute.
Can you repeat the question? I didn't really
I
hear
said,
it.
how do you handle rejection in your acting career? Just overall, period.
Okay. You have to just take it and learn from it and understand that, you know, when it's your time, to get something. Like you don't get every role. You probably hear more no's than you hear yeses, right? But it just gives you the fuel to keep trying to keep working hard to get better. That's just the nature of the game. Just like sports, you don't win every game, you know. So you just keep working at your craft, and at the guy appointed time, when he opens up that door for you, you walk through it, you know. But you try not to internalize every single no or rejection and just say, okay, that wasn't for me, right? God didn't open up that door for me, so he has something better, or maybe it's not time.
So,
It's not time. So,
I got you. Miss Tiffany.
Miss Tiffany.
Yes. I would say, as far as that, I think every opportunity is some type of opportunity, even if it's to network. So if I'm not given a certain role, most of the time it'll lead to a different role, or a different opportunity, or the director or writer or something will come back at me, with something else another time. I never ever take it personal, because there's so many roles and so many actors and so many people, to the point where sometimes you just get lost in the sauce. Like sometimes they have so many people to choose from, they don't know who to choose. But once they start seeing you and see that you take it serious and that you're a team player and stuff, you ain't gonna have no problem with getting roles or nothing. It'll be to the point where directors, producers, writers, they'll just call you and reach out to you and talk to you directly. Like as an actor, we have to remind ourselves that, just like the other young man said, some people may really love your acting and be blown away. Then some people may be like, oh, you sound scripted. Like everyone's point of view is different. I just say don't take it personal and just be a team player, because it's so many of us out here. But once you get out there, everybody gonna want to work with you.
Can I ask something else?
Yes, ma'am.
What, as a director, I want to ask
Everybody go mute, because I'm constantly hearing echo.
I think that's Tiffany.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why. That's crazy.
Yeah. As she was talking, that's I wanted to come back on and say kind of what she said, but add to it from the director's point of view. I can tell you, even in what I just did, with all of the submissions that I received, as I'm writing my next script, there's already actors from that, but just because you didn't get that role, I can already see you in something else. And so
that's what I did with mine with the fall line.
Yeah.
The same exact thing, Miss Kiki. When I say I reached out to a lot of people asking, do they got day rates and stuff of that nature? What is y'all willing to, negotiate on and stuff like that? It's just a demo reel speak for itself. Now I understand some people did a good run this year, like me, for instance. I got two movies out there show some of my range, but more of the, the talking, especially emotion. I did a good run of 7 movies this year alone. And all those are not available until next year. So everybody just have to wait and see. So that's
congratulations.
Thank you. It's a lot of people that's willing to that's want to see how I operate. That's the reason why they kind of postpone on me. I don't know. It's just give me a chance.
Give you a chance.
Well, the only reason why I didn't audition, because I was knee deep in my film, so it wasn't because
you good. It's just It's just, just give everybody opportunity. I'm asking you for a reason, because I'm in your inbox. But, just got to give people a chance, because just like everybody else, just like Alfonso Settles, Brittany Monet, Crystal the Dog, they came from ground zero to now. They've been in all these damn movies. And it's just, you don't know.
I love Brittany. I love Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany, I love Brittany. When I say that girl been so many goddamn films, I'm like, oh my God, girl, what? I'm a sex sister. Okay, good day. But yeah, she gave me a lot of insight on the rejection tip. I had a problem with my first year acting of rejection. I'm like, damn, this how film I actually operate, because I'm getting into, the situation until I start networking with folks. Like I went to an Atlanta networking convention 2-3 years ago, because this is now my 3rd year going into acting. And I've been in almost 12 movies so far, and we is waiting for all the, the stuff to start generating this going on to next in 2026. It's a lot. I was very big on credits. I'm very big on my demo reels are just like, trying to get there. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm good. How are you? But yeah, that's what my biggest thing that I dealt with the first year acting was handling rejection, and everybody was telling me no. And I'm like, damn, how's my? I try to like reach out to the director, like, hey, how was my audition? And some people don't even answer back. So
right, they
that's
don't.
what I had a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No,
you're lucky if they give you feedback.
Yeah, I'm going to be the new director in my production.
Mm-hmm.
If you audition for me, I'm going to give you feedback.
Right.
So I'm just taking the experience that I have been through in acting and executing in my production. That's going on next year. So, yeah,
being empathetic because you know how it feels.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. It's just what I'm saying. It's just some people it's new in the acting industry. They want to work. It's just you can see if people want to work if they constantly ask you, not just I want to go on here and blow the whole fucking show off. No, it's levels to this. So yeah, understand. So we're gonna go to the continuity question. How do you maintain emotional consistency and performance continuity across multiple takes over a long production schedule? Miss Kiki, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting sick again. Lord Jesus. Yeah, this weather is really throwing me off. Oh Jesus. But yeah, how do you maintain emotional consistency and performance continuity across multiple takes over a long production schedule? Kiki?
As an actress, oh, that's a good question. I haven't had to because I haven't had a lead role. I've only been in supportive roles. I have only been at maximum in about 3-4 scenes. So I haven't had to, maintain the stamina that I had to as a director. Now, if we want to talk about that side of things, I'm talking about
Let's go then. That's what we want everybody to know what Kiki Lowery got going on. Like, how do I approach her if after this?
We're talking about the on the director side. We getting done sometimes. The last couple of days of my film, we were getting done at like 5 a.m. 3 a.m, and I'm talking about we get done at 3 a.m. We ain't going to sleep. We taking naps. Because call time is like 7 o'clock the next, for that day or whatever. And so what I was doing, it was exactly what I just said, taking a nap, getting me something that's going to, boost my energy for the day, get focused, prayer. Like Tiffany said, prayer always starts my day. When I come on set, we praying. That's the first thing we're doing anyway. And so that kind of sets the tone. And, we encouraging each other. My set was, you can ask anybody that was on my set was hype. Like we were all encouraging one another. It was very much, I think the energy and the stamina was because of the spirits that we had on set. I think so. I think that your cast and crew makes the difference. That's what I think.
Yep. Yes. Mr. Wiiliam?
Try to stay in character. And most importantly, drink a Red Bull.
I want my name to be the character name the whole time I am out of town.
Because trust me,
my name is Kiki. I want my name to be Kiki the whole entire time on set. So ain't no Diamond Realist. Diamond Realist is not here. So
one time I was on
set when I get on my production. My name is Maya the whole entire time. Right. Director, I understand I'm the director of this film.
That's right.
No, my name is Maya the whole entire 4 days we on set. So
that's right. Yeah, because one time I was on set, call time was 10 o'clock a.m. and we didn't get done till 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So I had to be mentally strong, drink a whole bunch of Red Bulls. And I had to pray, right?
They said, Lord Jesus, I'm gonna go another 4 hours of this shit.
I got 4 more hours, bro. I gotta go home and get some sleep. We gotta be back here tomorrow. But I did what I had to do, and you gotta do it. Stay focused and drink a Red Bull. And pray to God.
Yeah. Okay. Miss Tiffany.
Yes, you're saying like how do we keep the energy right, is what you're
asking? Basically your emotional consistency performance over the course of a long production.
Okay. I would say, of course, prayer and everything like that, but definitely I put myself in the frame of mind of, like the other young man said, getting a character, yes, and to add on top of that, that the goal is not about me. Like, once we accept a role and stuff, whether it be on the production side or the acting side, once you are a part of that, it's a team. So I take myself out of the center of the whole situation and think about, like, say if somebody give me a role named Jessica or whatever, people want to see Jessica brought to life. They don't want to hear about what happened here, what happened there. Like, just being about positive energy and knowing that when we come into a room and stuff, people should leave out better than what they came in, not worse. Like, I want to be always about great vibes, and when I'm around, somebody was like, wow, they cared, they were nice, they were a team player, they were encouraging, because these are once in a lifetime opportunities. Everybody doesn't get to a movie set, whether it's an extra speaking role. Like, some people never get this far. So I remind myself to never complain or anything, because this is nothing but God. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Every opportunity is a huge opportunity to me. So I don't have the time to bring any type of bad vibes, because I don't want to throw anybody else off. Spirits and energy is contagious, and productions, like I said, they just need teamwork and creativity and people being ready to entertain. That's what it takes.
Thanks. Guys, Miss Tiffany getting it? Mr. Daniel. Did you hear my question? I can't hear you.
Who you talking to?
Mr. Daniel.
Mr. Daniel, can you hear?
Thank you, Stephanie. Love you too. We can't hear you at all, honey.
Can't hear you. Come out and just come back in.
Come out and come back in.
I'll step in and answer that question for you. When it comes down to maintaining the energy on a film production, I mean, look, I agree with everybody's answers on, you know, pulling together, playing as a team. The biggest thing is, I mean, if it's led by the Holy Spirit, then guess what? It can never
Can
go
y'all hear
wrong.
me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
What happened? Like, sometimes you need to pull off for others' energy. And when I say pull off from others' energy, meaning like, you have stars. Sometimes you have to as a unit and not as an individual. So when it comes to maintaining energy on set, for me personally, I mean, I look to everybody else. I get them hyped. I get them going. Why? Because I know if they get going, then I get going. And it can't be me doing it the whole day. And I don't know, like, I can put out, but I got to get something back. Because it makes everything flow better. Can't work one part of a machine without working the rest of the parts. So if you motivate people on the set, if you get them involved in something, trust me, it can spark. Never know.
Okay.
Back in, you can ask me a question. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, Daniel, and then we're gonna go to Miss Jessica. Can you hear me,
Okay.
Daniel?
So that question. Yeah. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Can y'all hear me? Okay. All right. So to answer that question for me, it really depends on how much time did I receive the script. You know, sometimes you get the script the day before a shooting or something like that, and depending on how much I've had to actually study the script, if I've had time to actually dissect the character and get into that character zone, then how you maintain that is just knowing the story. You can have a better understanding of your lines when you know the story. Knowing the story almost allows you to put yourself in that same scenario, and what type of energy would you have if that story was happening to you? In the event that you get a script last minute and you don't have enough time to really dissect it, then what I'm doing is talking to the director or the one who wrote the script and say, hey, when you wrote this, before we shoot this thing, what type of energy do I need to have with this? And because I've been on certain movies where I've had the same energy the whole movie, and like, no, you a little bit too aggressive on this. need to dial it back a little bit, and then saying the same lines with, with a different thought process or a different energy, then that makes the difference of the character and being able to maintain the integrity of the emotions as the person who wrote it, how they want to, get this out to the world. So, like I say, for me, I just have to get into the character mindset and find out, what this person is going through when they wrote it and how they feel. And I put myself in that story and I pull off my own emotions on how I would feel if this, if this character was, in my life or part of my life.
Okay. Miss Jessica?
My name is popular tonight. I heard I couldn't see the name, but she said if I was Jessica coming on the scene or something, I heard my name somewhere, so that threw me off a little bit. But anyways, to maintain the energy of the actual character, I think it comes with just being as familiar with your script and being familiar with just knowing it till it's second nature. You know what I'm saying? To maintain that energy and just try to eliminate yourself, because obviously we're human beings. We all have personal things going on outside. You might have health issues. You might have got in an argument on the way to set, anything. So just learning to compartmentalize and separate everything and really just dedicate your all to bringing that character to life, no matter what's going on externally, internally.
Facts. We're going to get on the memorization question. This is for everyone. What is your personal process for memorizing lines? And how do you ensure the dialogue remains fresh and not just recited? Miss Kiki? Everybody go mute, please.
I want to remain. Could you? So I just.
Can you go unmute Daniel?
I don't know who that is.
Let me see if I can move him. There we go. Go ahead, Miss Kiki. I'm sorry.
So memorizing the lines, I usually repeat my lines. I have that three times. After 3 times, I usually got it. And so once I memorize the lines, then I go back to, like I was saying earlier, how I tap into the emotion. So when I'm tapping into the emotion and how I feel like the character is feeling and, all of that methodology behind it, and then I can, bring those lines to life. That's the way that I work. I mean,
okay.
Nothing fancy about it. I just,
yeah, just how you memorize your lines. How you memorize your lines is just emotion what comes with that. So yeah. Okay, Mr. Wiiliam.
I basically just record my lines and the person's lines before me so I can get the cues right, and then I just keep on studying and listening to it. And then once I know my lines, I think of different ways I could either improv or try either way to try to make it more creative, whether it's funny or more emotional. That's how I remember my lines.
Okay. Miss Tiffany?
Yes, I would say, of course, prayer, but the next thing too, definitely reading it out loud multiple times. And then I will ask even either the writer or director, are they okay with some slight improv? Because that's a blessing in itself, as long as it's not changing their vision or their scene or whatever. I'll ask, am I allowed to do any slight improv?
Okay.
Now.
Is it me or is she breaking up?
Yeah, Miss Tiffany, you breaking up.
And I'll read the other person's part. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay, but yeah, I just said basically if they want it word for word, I'll read my part and the other person's part so I understand the scene, and I'll just say mine over and over, anywhere from like 3 to like 40, 50 times. It just depends.
Okay. Mr. Nobody?
I like to develop my own method of learning things and memorizing things. See, I come from the music industry where, listen, I'm a songwriter, I'm a singer, producer, backup vocalist. I do all these things. When it comes down to writing a song, I can write a song in less than like 30 seconds, a full-fledged song. And for some reason, I have a photographic memory of remembering things like that. So I incorporate that into the movie industry, whereas I said I go over something 4 or 5 times, and next thing you know, I get a feel for it because it's implanting a seed into your brain. You're getting a flow, you're getting a texture of how to do things. So, I mean, the way I remember things is I go over something 5 times, and I probably go by the script. Then by my sixth, seventh time, there's no script in my hand. I'm going through this, even if I'm practicing with somebody. By the time I get on set, like I said, I always practice with my co-stars. I always do that. For whatever scene I got going on with them, I practice with them because, like I said, we bring this to life. We make something happen out of this, and it's me and you, and we have to nail this to the best of our ability. So, I mean, if I just go through a flow, certain words or certain movement will help me remember a line. Like, if we're going through an argument, then that means, like, you may be like, get off of me, I'm waving your hand, and that tells me on this line coming in, I'm supposed to react like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's supposed to be. So, I mean, by that, like I said, a lot of practice with your co-stars, getting a feel for the scene of each other. That helps me remember my lines.
Okay. Miss Jessica?
Just becoming familiar with your script, saying the lines out loud. I have a say it 10 times, say my line 10 times. That's a good way to get it ingrained in you. If you have to turn it into a song to the point where you can remember it because you attached it to some type of melody. I've done that before, but it does help to be familiar with not just the lines, but the actual story because, so you even if you say you slip on your lines, but you remember what's happening in the story, it'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he just slapped me right there. I know I'm supposed to say something. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you
So
ain't gonna remember what the hell somebody did and
right,
just
just being
slapped
know the
you.
story.
Oh, we
Become
gotta act.
familiar
Hey,
with.
everybody see the comments on the page?
Mm-mm. Oh,
it should be popping up on your on the side.
It's like I'm on my phone, so
okay. Some people not on the computers. Okay. But yeah. Hey, Mr. B, we I see actors are coming in, they're saying things, just make sure y'all, we live in with different directors and actors that's been in the game, and y'all got any questions you can ask everyone, once we get into our initial, questions. But yeah, we see another actor that's that just tapped in onto our broadcast. But go ahead, Ms. Jensen. Sorry about that.
I completed my thought. I was just saying, if you're familiar with the story too, not just the actual lines, it'll help be a good reminder. Like I said, if you in the scene where you're in an argument or you just got slapped, you got to say something. So being not just familiar with your lines, but being familiar with the actual story and the context.
Okay, gotcha.
Helps you to remember.
All right, Mr. Daniel.
There's a couple of different ways. The first way I always, like I said before, I get familiar with the character, but I always ask the director or the writer, how, how married are you to these actual lines, and is there any room for, for ad libbing and things like that. So most of the time, I've been very lucky to not have to stick directly to the script. I've been able to do a lot of ad libbing, but I remember the base of the lines, like the actual base and the foundation of the lines. But in the process of reciting those lines, I put my personality and I put some personality to the actual lines. So I don't just sound like a robot reading lines or scripts. I'm actually, taking time to pause and putting that extra energy and the attitude behind the line. And as long as the lines are going to deliver what the writer is trying to say, 9 times out of 10, they don't mind you deviating from the actual word for word, as long as it makes sense and how you say things. A lot of times when they write in scripts, they write it from a perspective of them writing it and how they want to get it done. But when you start giving life to these characters, you have to give the actors the ability to actually make that character come to life and make those words come to life. Everybody don't talk the same. Everybody don't use the same lingo. Everybody don't use the same slang. So making it, something that's believable, that as it relates to the character, I'm 45 years old. So if I'm reading some lines, and I'm trying to, and the lines got something that a young person say, that I have to, elevate those lines so it sound like a 45-year-old saying it, what I'm saying, versus just script, and I'm gonna give you an example. I played a preacher in a movie, and they wrote the script of a sermon that I was supposed to be preaching in the movie. But when I was reading the script, I said, I'm gonna take this as a base, but you can't really write a sermon word for. You got to let the spirit move you and how you want that line to be delivered. And she said, I gave you enough room to actually make it your own, because that I'm in the ministry. So just that right there, them giving me having faith and trust that I was going to deliver that with the right type of energy. And it worked out so well, because when we got to the filming and we started doing that scene, and this is true story, somebody actually caught the Holy Ghost on that church scene because of the way I delivered the lines. And it wasn't no script. This was all, Holy Spirit, and they wanted to stop the tape. And they were like, you know what, we can't really stop. We gotta let this play because this is happening for real. So as long as you talk with the writers and the directors and ask them questions about, and do I have the control to add some more flavor to this character, then you can remember it how you remember it. But like I said, once again, I have to use myself in the aspect of, how mad would I be if this happened to me, and get that energy so you'll know how to deliver those lines and how to remember them. But in the event that I got a massive script that I need to memorize, and people might call it cheating, but I'm willing to put an earpiece in my ear. I'm willing to have somebody to feed me my lines with an earpiece and be able to recite it with the kind of energy, just so I know that I'm, so I won't mess nobody else up. But on the scene, I normally work with my screen partner, and go over the lines, and I give them key words that I'm going to say to let them know that I'm actually finished, so they can come in, or they give me a key word that they're going to say to let me know that they're finished, so we can come in, so that it'll sound more natural versus just you waiting for them to deliver the lines word for word. Because you get caught up on word for word lines, you miss your moment to come in, because you focusing on the actual word for word. So give me something that I know that you're done with this statement, something like that. So it's just your own personal way how you does anybody else have that same process, or am I the only one that think like that?
I have the same process too, brother. Listen, it's about getting a feel for the person that you're working with and the scene that you're doing. So I think we all have the same feeling.
Question: who's Timothy Brown? Oh, he just.
You said Timothy Brown?
That's
Somebody
my
named
friend.
Timothy Brown. I don't even know how they even got this link. So that's when I was confused. I'm like, who's Timothy Brown? But go ahead. Oh yeah. So we going to another question. We going to take a direction. Describe a time a director gave you a note that completely shifted your understanding or approach to a scene. Miss Kiki?
I don't have. That's never happened to me. I haven't had that happen to me. I have had to give notes as a director though to other people that may have shifted the scene. When I did that, it's funny because it was one of the opening scenes that we switched some things up, and I allowed the shout out to Michael James. He's a phenomenal actor. On my film with the opening scene,
season 1.
Yeah, is he on here? Hey,
he was on season 1 of Acting Industry Talk. He was my.
I thought you said he was on now.
No.
But we switched some stuff up in that scene, which made it so good till now I didn't wrote the script, but I had to walk away. I was torn up. I'm talking about, and my DP Cedric, he was like, he never seen me like I was literally in tears. I was so shook up from the scene, and I stood up and I wrote it. But it was that powerful of a scene. Wait, y'all just gotta see it. But that opening scene.
Which one was which movie was this?
This is for my girlfriend's husband. The opening scene.
Did I watch it? I gotta look about. Tubi is got so many stages.
It's not out yet. It's not out yet. It's not out yet.
Okay.
The one that I just wrapped. It's the one that I just wrapped. But yeah, it made it. It just made it. You know, people were able to. I just had to do it that way. So
it made more sense. Like I like my scene, but I like this one more. So let's go with this one and see. You know, that's the reason why you got the montages. You got 3 or 4 takes of that scene, so you can look at the like, okay, this is what I like. Versus what initially wrote it. So
because what ended up happening, it wasn't completely there. So just go ahead. It was powerful. I'm so glad that it came out the way it did. But that was a positive of restructuring.
We look forward to this movie coming out by this year. Coming up,
it'll be in the first quarter of 2026.
Okay.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm straight in the director's world now. Oh my fucking god! I'm starting wrote a script. I wrote multiple because when I first wrote the fault line, oh baby, it just kept coming. I'll be sitting in my bed on final draft. I'm like, I got this in my mind. I'm like,
that's how it be, man.
I wrote 15 scripts in a matter of 2 months. 15 scripts, and I'm like. My sisters I be getting on their nerves at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They be literally going through line for line. But they said, "What do you be thinking in your mind?" I'm like, so yeah, we in there. We slice real well. But yeah, Mr. Wiiliam, describe a time a director gave you a note that completely shifted your understanding or approach to a scene.
I'm not sure if I can name you one. I'm not sure if I can name you a time that's happened. Usually they don't really change anything, but let's say if that did happen, I'm pretty sure I can adapt pretty well and change up and do what I need to do to make the scene come to life. But that's never happened to me personally.
Okay. Mr. Nobody.
Well, I'll be honest with y'all. Look, I've been in this movie game for about close to 8 years, maybe going on 9. And basically with the producers I have worked with on stuff, like currently right now I'm working on a project. And I mean, when they give us basically what they want, we don't really have to, they don't do too many changes when it comes down to the scenes that they're doing. They keep everything basic, straight, and to the point. Now, I would say this much. I just recently did a commercial. In the past 2 weeks, I did a commercial. Now, in this commercial, the producer wanted me to, let's play this. I don't want to give it away, but she wanted me to add in something extra. She changed what I've already studied, what I already practiced and shit like that. And it made the change too, which was fine, because I don't have a problem with that. You're supposed to be able to adapt to any environment. But at the same point in time, I mean, when you get in this business, I feel like for those true actors, and I say true actors, I'm sorry, that's my earbud. But when I say true actors, meaning
what in the world?
yeah, that's my. I'm sorry, that's my earbud. Let me switch over real quick. For those true actors, meaning for those who spend time grinding, because I'm still new to this. Like, I've done other things, and I'm still getting my feet wet. Please don't get me wrong. But for those true actors that are out there, they grind and they go to these schools and they work hard. Like, I give it up to y'all because I mean, a lot of you guys, you do adapt to a lot of difficult roles in a heartbeat. And to just do that and to transcend from one person to another person takes a lot of work. So, I mean, for me, I'm more adaptable to anything. Because, mind you, I didn't get in this game to be an actor. Somebody said, yo, listen, hey, I need you. This is your turn. And I said, fine. I stepped in with them. And since then, I've been rocking with them. And, I mean, listen, we make some good movies together, which is 180th Street Films. And, I mean, when it comes down to it, I appreciate what somebody gives me the opportunity for. When they give me the opportunity for anything and they put me in something, my job is to adapt. I wear many of hats. I wear a music hat. I wear this hat. I wear that hat. I wear many hats. And any business and life that you get into, you have to be able to adapt to any situation. So I don't come across those situations because those are never a problem for me.
Okay. G Watson, that's you. Okay, I was just making sure.
I'm
Okay.
just trying to view it too.
Okay, you
I
good.
can't see the comments, so I viewed in tuned
Okay.
in from YouTube.
Okay, cool. Daniel.
It happened to me a couple of times. I was a kingpin drug lord, and I was talking. I had the scene where I had to talk to a picture of my wife, right, in the movie. Um, and it was supposed to be like a really sentimental moment. The director didn't tell me at the time that I was doing a scene that the picture of my wife, that she was actually deceased. So he was like, "Hey, you talk to this picture because this is your, wife. She's passed away because of some drug lords that came and was looking for you, and she got caught in your crossfire. So this is your chance to really." And I had to really go because I've had a spouse to die before. So after
Oh
he
wow.
told me the energy behind talking to a picture of your dead spouse, that changed the whole dynamic because I had to go and find that energy of, me talking to my deceased spouse, and that changed the whole dynamic of, me, uh, you know, reciting those lines with the energy that I needed to have. That was in a movie called Cash City. Should be coming out sometime in 2026. I'm really excited about that one because they actually was able to shoot my
That's
scenes
what
at my
Miss
house.
Nikki. That was Nikki.
Huh?
That Nikki Pink saying.
Say it again.
The movie with Nikki Pink saying.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait for that movie to come out. So that was one, and the other was a scene where I had to have energy of talking to my son. Like, this is your son. He's on a bad path. What would you tell your son in this scenario? So after it's just certain things that they might tell you that you have to really consider uh, that would change the dynamics of a scene. Me talking to a picture, it looks one way if I'm just talking to a picture of just a dead person. But if you're talking to the picture of somebody that you actually love and lost yourself, then that's a whole different energy.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Miss Jessica.
I had to exit out because I couldn't really hear the question.
I was saying. Oh, let me go back. Give me 1 second. I was about to ask Miss Kiki that. Hold on one moment. Describe a time a director gave you a note that completely shifted your understanding or approach to a scene.
Oh, several times, especially if I'm not up to par to what they want. I've heard stop acting or no, yeah, stop acting and talk. You know what I'm saying? That's I can think of a specific director that says that all the time, and I always think of that. Stop acting and just talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, so because sometimes you can act, but sometimes you really need to just talk and bring the character to life. So, that's something that sticks with me all the time. And remove yourself. We don't need Jessica right now. We need you to be Gangsta C or whoever. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah. I, those that type of feedback. The director, that's what they're there for, to kind of guide and steer you into bringing the character to life the way that they envisioned it. So
Okay. Miss Kiki, I have a director's question for you for adaptation. When working with existing material, a book, a play, or a true story, what is the most important element you feel obligated to preserve, and what are the most willing to sacrifice?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I think that changing words in the script is probably the thing that I can be flexible with. That's one thing I can definitely be flexible with. What I cannot be flexible with is the overall essence of the scene, the theme, any of that. sometimes, actors get in their element and they have all these ideas, wonderful ideas, and they want to change stuff around. But I'm not too flexible on that, as I'm finding. I definitely know the story I want to tell, and the story that I want to tell got to be told. So we not changing because you think, oh, this is going to make it good. No, we're going to stick to the essence of the story that I'm telling. As long as that's captured, sometimes I could be kind of flexible.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions since you are director. Most importantly, casting instinct beyond talent. What is the single most important quality you look for when casting an actor, and how do you test it for the audition room?
So besides talent, it definitely is attitude. Your ability, your attitude, the essence, kind of like that energy. Are you willing to? Are you professional? Are you willing to take direction? Are you a know-it-all? Do you want to take over? I kind of look for that. As I'm casting, I make it clear also that if you have a problem with my spirituality, this is probably not the set for you, because we're definitely going to be praying. There's going to be a lot of God talk. There's going to be revivals going on my sets. And so if that's something that you're not comfortable with, I'm probably not the director for you to work with.
Okay. Okay. We got a rehearsal approach for you. What does your ideal rehearsal approach look like? Do you prefer table reads, blocking on your feet, or character exploration work?
Yes, table reads. I do. Yes, I like table reads. I like table reads, and I also encourage my actors. They kind of talked about it earlier. I also encourage my actors to get together outside of the table reads, get to know one another, practice on your own, so that we don't have you showing up to set and it sounds like y'all reading. So it's definitely important to do the table reads to get an idea, to get that energy, to be able to see even what needs to maybe be tweaked. Just because you cast somebody in a role don't mean like once we get to these table reads that it still works. That chemistry may be off between the two. We may need to do some recasting, and that does happen.
How often has that happened? If you don't mind me asking.
Huh?
Has that ever happened to you?
As me being recasted, or me as the director recasting people?
No, as you as a director.
So me as a director, I had to recast people, but it wasn't so much. Only one of them was because of the role that they were playing. It was the rest of it was for other stuff. There was a lot that went on in my first. I think I recasted about 5 or 6 times.
Whoa.
On this project, but it was more so because they accepted the role, and then it was like, oh, I have to do this, so can I film on this day? Nope, I'm gonna have to get somebody else to do it. Like I'm not changing everything around. So I had that.
I wish she was coming on tomorrow, Miss Kiki. I wish she was coming on tomorrow. Oh my god. Oh my god. You gotta come on tomorrow. You have to. It's like you have to. Yeah. Well, we're going to give you another question before we get into the other questions. Giving notes. When an actor is given a performance that doesn't align with your vision, what is the preferred method for giving an adjustment or note do you give? Do you use technical or emotional language?
I probably about 80% emotional, 20% technical. When I have to, I'm usually tapping into the emotion. It's usually that for me. As I'm watching them perform it back, it's usually that. Every once I had some technical, like I've had some actors that weren't able to pronounce words, stuff like that. And so we had to, do some support. Let's just put it that way, some support, because one of the methods that I do is, again, I can't take my therapist hat off. So as I'm creating the characters, I'm creating the characters down to the name. And so what name really fits the emotion that I'm trying to bring, the whole essence of that character. And so some of the names in my recent film were not, typical names. And so some of them were having a hard time pronouncing the names. So
Some
some
people
of
say,
that stuff
or
was
any
pulled out.
directors filming in Detroit. We have Miss Tiffany. Are you in Detroit?
Metro Detroit area. Yep.
Yes.
And I'm
So
trying to.
somebody in the comments was asking, do the guy any directors in Detroit? Yes. Reach out to Miss Tiffany Hawkins. She does have the Players House filming right now, so she might be taking more people. Just reach out and ask.
By the way, y'all.
Since we got another director in this, since she's settled and she's safe, we could ask her
Yeah,
some
she's
questions.
home.
And by the way, y'all. Hold
Go ahead.
on, team. I want to just tap into everybody with something. By all means, we have episodes out there. We have other actors and actresses and producers who came on previous shows. When you guys tune in, please follow these people who are our guests. They're people to know in this business that you want to get to know, that you want to work with. You see these people on the panel tonight? These are people to know that you want to get to know and want to work with. So for anybody tuning in right now, chiming in, whether you chime in now or you chime in later on, go to these people's pages, like, follow, subscribe, and share. Because these will be the ones that you want to do business with.
I'll be on Miss Kiki stuff very soon. I'm for the audition. I'm gonna reach out, Miss Kiki.
Sure.
Miss Tiffany. We have a couple directors questions I was asking Miss Kiki before you got on. We're gonna ask before we get into the acting situation. Okay, so we're doing rehearsal approach. What does your ideal rehearsal process look like? Do you prefer table reads, blocking on your feet, or character inspiration work?
You said locking on your feet. What does that mean?
Wait a minute, blocking on your feet. Why do I got that in there? Idiot. Take that out.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So ask me one more time. One more time.
What does your ideal rehearsal process look like? Do you prefer table reads or character inspiration work?
I would say I just
Take that out.
I try to just get everybody together and then go from there pretty much. Like if I give someone a role, I just trust that they're gonna, give their best effort. I mostly meet one-on-one after I give somebody a role, and then sometimes, ever so often, try to get the cast together. And then after the first meet up, I'll discuss certain things. But it just depends on the project. If it's a short that I'm doing, or if it's a full length, it just depends.
Okay.
I don't do a lot of table reads though. No, I don't. I don't believe in doing that. I feel like it now first with the film, that's fine. But as far as constantly doing table reads, like to me, it's kind of, if I'm acting for somebody, that's fine. But as far as my side of things of production, I don't do that because some people are so ready to get on set and turn it up. And if you do it too long with reading, it'll make some people think that you're not even about to film them too. So I just, yeah. I try to just
I never thought like this, so now I gotta change my initial approach when it, since I'm starting my first production company, I have to switch things up when it comes to table read.
Yeah, it just depends on if the cast, if they really, really ready and stuff. I don't think it's necessary to do a lot of table reads. No, I don't. But everyone does it differently. Some people, they flow like that, So if I'm acting for somebody, I'll flow with however they need me to flow.
All right. So we're going to give
What's
it
a lot of table reads? Define that.
Okay, go ahead.
I asked that, Tiffany. What's a lot of table reads?
I would say a lot of table reads is like, it depends how far away filming is, and if it's more than like 3 or 4, to me that's a lot. If they're being paid, that's different. But if they're not being paid, I think that a bunch of table, even if it's over the phone, that's fine. It just depends, because some projects are really big and you have to do it. But I don't know. I don't really do table reads like that. Maybe once to see how they feel about the role, and then that's that. I just tell everybody the address. I pray, and I have 2 group chats, one for the guys, one for the girls, and just let people kind of connect with their role and stuff like that. I don't really believe in doing a lot of table reads.
Okay.
But you know what's crazy? As a producer, I mean, I'm not a producer in film, so I'm a producer in music. As I'm producing these films or working for people, excuse me, I've seen a lot of producers like that. When they first start a project, They may do one or two table reads and that's it. They feel like the actors that they got are already business ready to go out. I'm starting to see that a lot, so I kind of agree with you on that.
So now I know how to do an additional approach. How to do my situation because we did the first tape read. I was going to adjust the script, so now I know how to incorporate my situation. All right, good noted. We're gonna ask another question for Miss Tiffany before we get into the actor situation. Casting instinct beyond talent. What is the most single important quality you look for when casting an actor, and how does you test it for the audition room?
You said, how do I test them? Was the last part?
Mm-hmm.
I just, if someone reaches out to me about a role or something like that, I set up a meeting, rather be in person or rather be on Zoom, what have you. Long story short, if they're really ready and stuff like that, I don't believe in holding nobody back. If somebody's ready, I want to work with them. I love it when an actor is skilled with improv. Like, that's a blessing because they are ready. Like, and I'm not trying to stress it like saying like, oh, you not ready if you can't do this and that. But I'm saying when someone is just really ready, some people eat, sleep, and breathe this. Like, they want to be on set long. They want to go to different studios and they really about it. So if I'm meeting with them, even if they're nervous, I don't care about that. As long as they're showing me that they're gonna bring it and stuff, they be comfortable. Most people do a wonderful job.
Okay. Cast conflicting styles. Have you ever worked with an actor whose preparation method clashed with your process? How did you navigate to get to the performance you needed?
You asking me that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've pretty much almost never really clashed with people, but I can say on the director side of things, there will be some actors sometimes that they will compare how they were on set with somebody else to how somebody else's runs their set, when every set is so different. Everybody's budget is different, every team is different. So I just say, if people work with different directors, don't come with a bad foul spirit. Come ready to learn, because you learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We have this trust question for you and Miss Kiki. How do you establish a level of trust and psychological safety with an actor that allows them to take genuine creative risks? Miss Kiki.
This is a good question because I had a lot of first time actors on my set, and we had an intimacy scene.
Oh shit.
And so I'm big on professionalism, right? So I made sure that I had actual people that were trained intimacy coordinator. So that helps. So let me put that out there. That helps. You should have trained intimacy coordinators if you're going to do intimacy scenes. This young man wasn't necessarily comfortable with doing it, and so we had to just kind of make sure that he felt safe. And so he kind of, you got to make him, in order to make anybody feel safe, there has to be some level of control. And so allowing him to, okay, are you comfortable with this or this? You know, that type of thing. So giving them choices, allowing them to lean into it. The intimacy was a perfect example of that, in gaining that trust, because once he felt comfortable, oh, he was good. He was all in. He did his thing.
Okay. Miss Tiffany.
So ask me the question one more time.
I said this is a trust question. How do you establish a level of trust and psychological safety with an actor that allows them to take the genuine creative risks?
Okay, so first I get an understanding with the actor, like, of what the role entails. There's no surprises with me. If I give someone a role, I tell them what it is, or I'll even ask a talent, do you want to play the good guy or bad guy, whatever someone's comfortable with. That way I know where to place them. And then paperwork. I have out in my paperwork what months I'm filming, what month filming is ending. So that way I'm not giving somebody a role and then chasing to get it done, like obligations. Now, if I want to work with somebody and they don't really want to sign paperwork, we go another route. So I don't mind doing other agreements with people and stuff, but it has to be agreement in order, because filming is very expensive and very time consuming. So like I said, I just want to keep flowing with who's okay with what I have to offer and who's ready, because I don't believe in stopping nobody. Like, I love how me and you met, and I can't wait to work with you and stuff. So
I'm
I don't
COVID.
believe in
I'm sorry.
blocking
This has been
nobody
a lot
or
going on in my body this year. This has been a whirlwind. This generation, this year has been a very weird ass year. I'm trying to focus on my acting, podcast, my new production, new endeavors are going on. I'm trying to get everything that I got going on for next year to execute the way I want it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a full blown entrepreneur. I don't work for no one. So I'm trying to put myself in a light to get to Detroit, to get to Atlanta, to get to wherever I need to go to. It's just people need to understand when we had these conversations. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to travel. If you don't have the certain funds for certain things, I'm always good for negotiation. You know what I'm
right.
saying? If you're not able to pay a certain amount, at least pay me something. Pay me
Oh
some
yeah.
gas. Oh, I'm able to get you there. I'm able to get you. You can sleep on my couch. We get a certain directors that I'm, establishing relationships with. We have these type of conversations.
Period. And it should be brought up, because that way it's understood. For
Yeah,
me, my projects, it may not be paying a lot, but they're paying. Like, I don't
right.
play with nobody's time. Like,
Oh
that's
yeah.
another conversation though, but I believe in that too.
It's just, it's just a lot of directors lately did not want to hire me because I'm out of town. Like that should not deflect my talent. Then when someone
It
else,
doesn't, but it doesn't. But here's the thing: you have to say that, oh, I'm out of town. I'll make it there. I'm able to do it. Can't.
go ahead. I can't hear what you say. I couldn't hear you, Miss Kiki.
They're not able to. They may have all intention. Can you?
Well, you're actually coming in.
Can you hear me?
No,
Yeah,
it's just
it's been going in and out. I don't know why. Go ahead. Can you go ahead? I don't know.
Miss Kiki.
Hello,
Try
can
thing
you hear
one
me?
more time. Yes, we can hear you.
I don't know.
Can everybody go mute? Is everybody mute? Okay, Daniel. Let me put Daniel on mute. Okay, go ahead, Miss Kiki.
You can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. What I was saying was, people have every intention. It does create a barrier when you're out of town and we're on limited budgets, and we're all on limited budgets, right? You may have every intention of being there and showing up, but life be lifing. And sometimes, you don't have the transportation, you don't have the funds. It's just easier to get local people if you can, So that's sometimes the barrier for some people, that they don't want to take that risk, is what I'm saying. So don't really have, nothing.
Honestly, like I was saying, I'm always willing to negotiate when it comes to my career. When it comes to, I know this is going to get me to the next level. I may negotiate on certain things. Now, working completely free or whatever the case may be, that's something totally different. Now, you're like, oh, well, Tracy, I got, or you able to sleep on my couch? Oh, shit. As long as I got me a place to stay and I'm cool and I can get me a proper bath, I'm good. But it's just some people be coming to me lately on some straight wild shit. And I'm like, huh? You want me to try?
No, I got an Airbnb town.
Well, let me just say something real quick. Now, I've done worked on projects whereas I had to pay for my own, let's say, flight. I had to pay for my way to get there and get back. And it's like states away. It's states away. Which means I'm paying for my flight. I'm paying for my hotel. I'm paying basically for everything. Now, I mean, I feel like even having to drive, sometimes you just have to trust yourself and invest in yourself. For me, that's how I feel. For a lot of people, they don't know how to invest in themselves correctly. Sometimes it's not always about getting paid. Because I could do a film with a producer and get no money. But this film goes and takes off. Now, I'm living proof to that because, I mean, my very first film I did out the gate on Tubi was The Whore Next Door with 180 Street Films. And guess what? We didn't think it was going to go anywhere. But when that sucker went viral, guess what? We got paid off for that. So sometimes you just got to have the love for the art and the form. Because guess what? Look, I know it's a possibility any one of these projects can go anywhere. You never know. When God got his hands in things, sometimes you got to move where the spirit moves you. So the spirit moves you, said go there, but you're gonna have to come out your pocket. Sometimes I feel like it is worth it if you really believe in yourself like that. Sometimes, listen, you got to take the biggest gamble on yourself. If you take the biggest gamble on
It's an
yourself,
investment. It's an investment.
other people look at that like, guess what? Every time I throw a casting call, this person shows up, whether they get picked or not. Every time when I go to a casting call, I see this person and that person, this person. Whereas those are the people who say they invest in themselves, whether there's money on the table or not. And sometimes you're gonna have to spend money to make money.
Yeah, my first
Yep.
year of acting, I took a lot of risks, like going out of town. Like, I've been trying to put my friends on that's currently, that's been shadowing me in these movies. Like, hey, you want to be an extra? Like, I asked the director, like, hey, you got any more extras? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't be want to drive by myself going no 8 hours, especially going to Atlanta. Oh, hell no. So a couple of my friends, they be in the car with me. We be thugging. With long as we smoking, we vibing. Everybody cool. My girls, they want to smoke and they chilling, they focus, and when we get where we need to go. So lately, I ain't been having no mishaps. It's been like 4-5 months I ain't film, but I'm having a little film withdrawals. But I'm finna hit the ground running in January. So I got my first film in January, booked on MLK weekend, and we finna go from there. Then we finna go, the fault line, and then I'm trying to execute the rest of these 4 films. So we outside. It's just I'm very flexible when it comes to certain things. Now, okay, you're not trying to pay. Well, you don't have the budget to pay me, but at least give me a place to stay. I don't care from on your couch. Again, I have a place to stay and I can take a proper bath.
Right.
So that's something on the trip. Some people they don't want to buy me shit. It's like, what you want me to do?
Yeah, some people feel like that. I mean, that's the one hand wash the other situation, which means if you get me here, I got you like you got me. And I do understand that. See, a lot of times, guess what? If you work with people and you work together as a team, you go a lot further than as an individual.
Correct.
And I mean, sometimes you really like people have to understand that. I mean, you get on the same call with somebody, it's like we're on the same project. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you. For a lot of times, it's not about a title for me because guess what? I don't see many people hold different titles and guess what? Don't know shit. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna put it like that. They just don't know shit. They got a title, but they just don't know shit. And when it come down, and listen, it happens to the best of us. Listen, I was a singer. I sang all my life and didn't know what the fuck I was doing because guess what? I had a different technique of learning singing. So whereas when I went in front of actually a professional singer, they're like, you don't know shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What? I got it. They're like, no, you really don't know shit. I'm like, okay, then you explain to me. And the way how they explain things to me were totally different to where. So sometimes you have to mesh with things to make things work. You know what I'm saying? You have to listen. I'm sorry?
No, I was saying one of the big actors came in, Mr. Michael Swell.
But basically it's both hands wash each other and then they both wash their face to get a project done. I strongly believe in that.
Okay, well, we finna get back into the bouncing back and forth. We got agent manager relationships. This goes for everybody, whoever got an agent, or want to experience to get an agent, whatever the case may be. What do you look for in a representation, and how do you best collaborate with your team, agent manager or publicist? That goes for everyone. And we see Mr. Ryan Polk and Hyde. He was on the 10 o'clock show, but he coming in a little early.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. So and can you repeat that question again about the agent?
I said, this is an agent manager relationship. What do you look for in representation, and how do you best collaborate with your agent? With your team, just anybody that's like representing you in rooms that's not even projected to the public.
Yeah, man, that's a good question. Best way I would say probably that how to relate to your agent is basically just letting your agent know offhand, what is it you're looking for, like how when you had mentioned something about what background. Me, I don't do when it comes to independent projects. I don't do background, and whenever I be telling my agent that, hey, if I'm looking for something, and if she does to me something independent, and if it's an extra, then I'll be like, no, you don't even send me that now. Now, if it's a Hollywood project, yeah, because that's what they mostly will send you. But independent stuff, no, because I'm trying to elevate from that. I mean, it's already. I mean, it's rare that you even be seeing these casting calls for Hollywood projects where they don't even be for extras. So that's how I think you can relate to the agent.
Tiffany and Miss Kiki, do you rebuttal to his question regarding extra wise?
Like, would I be an extra?
Like, what his basically his response to it
as far as what I mean, I can relate.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Say that. Go ahead.
Basically, rebuttal to Ryan's answer regarding Hollywood.
I thought you were about to say something.
Independent film extra. Can you hear me?
I agree with him. Honestly, I agree with him. I wouldn't. I mean, we need extras, so it's not as far as it's not putting anybody down. But I can understand him from a business standpoint and where he's trying to go. It makes sense what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah. But are you talking about extras being as far as casting? Is that your question? Because I've never seen an indie film do a casting for extras. Usually it'd be the week of filming and they talk about we need extras for this scene on this day at this time. I have never seen extras, them casting for extras for an indie film.
Yeah, man, that must be a Cleveland thing then, because these independents will always be looking for that.
Yeah.
Okay, Tiffany, do you have a rebuttal to that question?
Yeah. To that, no, that's not a Cleveland thing. But be honest with you, I come from New York and I live here, and I've seen movies where just for extras. Either you play the extras as a press, like they may have a press conference, and they need people to play.
Start all over. I didn't hear you. I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. I said no. Well, it's not a Cleveland thing because I come from New York, and I mean I've seen casting done, the movies done in New York, and I've seen them done down here in Georgia where I live at now. And I'm gonna be honest with you. There's movie scenes where I was in a movie where they had a press conference. And they needed extras for the press conference. And they casted just for that alone. Hey, people, the whole 9 yards. I mean, you got to remember this game is very diverse. And this is an independent film. Okay, now I've done some other films. I've been in a couple of other shows like Power. I've been in State Property and things like that. But I've seen different companies do different things. We got to remember, people, not everybody goes by the same format and script. Some people may have the budget to sit there and say, I want casting for just for this alone. And they will put out a casting call for it. Because I did a movie called Bishop Bling. And then Bishop Bling, if I'm not mistaken, was it Bishop Bling or Crooked Seuss? I think it was Crooked Seuss. In one of the scenes, there's a press conference. And they did exact casting just for that alone. And the casting is so amazing and phenomenal just for the press conference. For the first take, I was sold. I really felt like I was.
Comment, y'all. Be professional at all times. Let an agent find you. They ask all the questions. They create a plan and make your agent has your best interest. They always work for extras, indie or major. I started with background, learned the game, established relationships. I finally got my first speaker role. Nothing is over. Everything starts small and grow large. Okay. Is anyone here is SAG?
Point taken.
Any SAG?
No,
I'm not SAG.
Yeah, I applied for it, but I didn't qualify for it.
I'm not sure.
Not yet.
Okay.
But with the SAG thing, real quick, and I know everybody they so cryptic in the SAG, but let me just tell you something. One thing I learned about getting in this game, I would stay away from SAG. Me personally, I'm staying away from SAG. You want to know why? Because when we had a pandemic, let me tell you why. When we had a pandemic, and Hollywood shut down.
Yeah, they went on strike.
Hollywood shut down over this AI nonsense because they didn't need you for promotion. They didn't need you for anything. They had AI take your image and do everything. That's why Hollywood got shut down during the pandemic. And if you were in SAG, guess what? You couldn't work on no project because if you worked on an independent film, guess what? They were finding you money when they found out. You know who actually came up? The independent filmmakers during the pandemic. That's why Tubi blew up so much. That's why a lot of went viral on Tubi. That's why the shift came from Hollywood now to black independent filmmakers here in Georgia. Guess what? That pandemic and SAG stopped a lot of people from working.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
yes, that is true. And then not only
It
that,
did, yeah.
Because I
with
was
the way
wondering why
AI,
IMDb was down when they did this.
Yeah, they went on strike,
Yeah,
remember, and just everything. It was
Let
a
me tell you
lot
something.
going on.
interesting.
Just so I know, just so you know, and we're very clear, SAG isn't just a bunch of actors and actresses. These are movie producers. These are script
Directors, yep. Crew.
directors. These are
Yeah.
promotional. These are people who work for the Film Coalition. Which means when SAG says, "I don't want none of you niggas to work," guess what? You work if you want. You'll never get another job.
yeah, yeah. When that SAG strike was going on, that was the perfect time. Like he said,
Yep.
independent stuff. That's why Tubi blew up because that was the
Mm-hmm.
time to get all your independent shit on Tubi.
Yep.
And then also, when coming from an AI standpoint, because pretty soon the Hollywood actors they're gonna be turning to the indie films because with this AI having AI for the actors, watch
Crazy.
they're gonna you
Let me
might be
just say
seeing
it,
Wow.
some
That's
Hollywood actors
crazy.
turn to independent films pretty
because
soon.
guess what? AI has taken over a lot of jobs. Go to AI and ask them to write a screenplay for you. Happen in a couple of seconds.
I just seen the shit. I was like, huh?
Go to AI and have AI write a song for you. For those in the music, takes a couple of seconds.
Mm-hmm.
AI would do so much to where guess what? It has
Yeah, you
eliminated.
better know what you're doing though, because AI don't do it perfectly.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I'm
AI,
like,
AI
You got to
will
remember.
break down your script for
go.
you. I just see certain, websites they got AI generate that will break your script down and
Yeah,
tell you the pros and cons of your script, and your script is trash or your script is at a certain different scale level of a 10. Wait a minute. Well, became SAG, and there's new contract where you can do independent films. Since the strike, they create a new contract for SAG actors, but there's a limit of indie films you can do. Oh,
That's
yeah,
once
that is
again.
true. Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
That too.
Me as an
That.
independent actor, as an independent person coming in the game, they told me, well, guess what? When I got up in here, there was no limitations that was put on me, and therefore, I'm not going to have a limitation put on me to where guess what? Hollywood's going to tell me no every time. But you know who's not going to tell me no? Independent filmmakers. Like I said, sometimes all it takes is that one film to take it off. And I've seen it happen. But before we go any further, people, because my time is up and I got to go. So, for the cast, and I mean for the cast, for the guess who's on for the night? I got to say adieu to you guys.
Jesse on.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you guys. My time is up real quick. But to everybody, thank you for coming on tonight. My name is Picasso. They also call me Mr. Nobody. If you want to look for me, you can find me at Dennis Picasso Cruz on Facebook and on Google. You can also check me out on Instagram at the_committee_records. I do music too, people. So on that note, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Thank you for joining us on the show. Also, do me a favor, join us tomorrow too. But I'm going to say goodnight. Let this carry on. Sis, I love you. Tomorrow.
All
Later,
right.
guys.
Good night.
We have Miss Jazzy Davis on. That is one of our other co-hosts that's going to be for the remaining of our time. Miss Jazzy he is on the agent manager relationship question. This goes for everyone. We're gonna start with Miss Kiki. What do you look for in representation, and how do you best collaborate with your team, agent manager or publicist? Kiki, can you hear me?
Hey, Kiki. I didn't hear nothing you just said.
I was saying,
No.
what
Now,
do you look for in representation? Can you still hear me?
What do I look for in representation? Well, I don't have represent. Can you hear me?
Okay.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I don't have representation yet. However, in seeking out representation, I mean, what Michael was saying is important. Like I want somebody that I align with. I will be interviewing them as much as they, would be interviewing me. I want to make sure that we're on the same page, that we have the same, that you can get me in position to continue to elevate. That's what I would want to hear from somebody who advocate for me, that they're going to, that they have the negotiation power, that they have the resources. Or I'll be asking all those kinds of questions.
Okay. Miss Tiffany?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm interested in more representation. I want to work with whoever wants to work with me, and as long as the person knows what they're doing, like on the business side of things and stuff, I don't, and we're a great fit for one another. I would love to. I don't see an issue with working with somebody new. And as far as the question about extras, I think it's great to expect more, and being an extra, I think it's such a big opportunity as well. So I don't mind being an extra still for some people. I love to meet people, and that's how I learned a lot of the things I learned is from being an extra. And every project is so different. And I look at my life and I think, do I have the availability for a bigger role or a longer role? So I don't mind being an extra at all.
Okay. Daniel? Can you hear me? Oh, let me take him out. Is the way I can
Take
get
me
him
off
out?
of mute.
Okay, got you, got you. I don't know
Can
why
you
I
hear
don't
me
get.
now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So, as far as representation, I do not have any representation. I have been fortunate enough to link with, with some crews that call me personally when they have certain roles. But in the event that I do start looking for representation, I'm going to look for somebody who is not going to typecast me. When I started this thing 3 years ago, I'm a finance guy. I deal with finances. I've never been in the streets. I'm a preacher's kid growing up. And so when I did my first movie, Rockstar, with Ron Jeter, I agreed to do it for free because I wanted to see his project come to life. And I said, I wouldn't do anything I can to help you get this thing off the ground. And I did it for free. Now that I'm a paid actor, uh, the Bible says, do not despise humble beginnings. So a lot of roles I came to be an extra. And when I showed up with the professionalism, they gave me speaking roles because they know that, okay, this guy is about his business. He want what he want to do. So I just look for stuff like that. Now, for the first couple of films, they did have me in a kind of a typecast role because of my stature. Bald head, beard guy, look like a kingpin, look like a Suge Knight type bodyguard type, rough guy type thing. And that was fine, getting started. But I don't want people to only see me in one role. So I'm going to expand. I'm going to try to look for ways to expand my character so I can show people my range. So when I did the role of a department store owner or a cleaners owner of a cleaners, I've done undercover cop. I've done a detective. I've done a preacher. I've done a football coach, a basketball coach. So I want people to look at me and say we can put him in anything and he can excel. So as long as the agency is about, trying to make sure that I'm in the best position, and just like some of the other women said, as long as we get along and they understand uh, what my position is, and we can, and we can actually, gel together, and they know my story, know what I'm trying to accomplish, and they're not just sending me some stuff that I ain't, what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that when I start looking for someone, I'm going to look for someone who's going to represent my brand, because before I step on any set of any movie, I was already a brand. Daniel Lionston Evans. That's the name of my company. That's the name of my organization. So when you get me, you're going to get me with all of my swag or lack thereof. You're going to get me with all my knowledge and expertise or lack thereof. Doing movies is a hobby for me because I've always been a movie buff. I love doing it. I love acting, being another character. But when you add the money to it, it's just fun for me. But for me to do this full time, it'll just have to be the right opportunity for me to say, hey, look, I want to stop everything I'm doing and just do this, which probably would never happen because I'm always going to like just like you, entrepreneur, always going to have something going on. I come on the set, connect with people, turn them on to certain businesses, mentor certain people in other areas outside of the movies. But I wanted to show people how to become a business and brand themselves as a business first. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that Curtis Jackson, when he was born, he never thought about being 50 Cent until he said, I'm going to make this I'm going to make this into a character to be 50 Cent. Or even Tupac. You know, Tupac was a character, and he played that character well on and off screen. So just for me, I'm just looking for professionalism, looking for someone who can actually, you know, put me in the best position to win, and who's going to be able to showcase my talent and my ability, and not just typecast me to one type of movie, and I'm just always stuck being the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of my take on finding representation.
Okay, Mr. Ryan.
All right, so yeah, so I definitely agree with him on the typecast thing. No, because that's actually something that I'm trying not to fall into either. Because I play a lot of law enforcement roles, and no, and that's one thing I do not want to get typecast into, because I actually had turned down one role to play a cop because I'm tired of playing a cop role, and and then that's why whenever I do see another opportunity to to try something different, then yeah, I take it, because when you be typecast, I mean, it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. I mean, you can that could be your breakthrough role, but then also, once that is your role, you can be stuck with that role. Just like what Jennifer Lewis said when I saw her interview once. Jennifer Lewis said she's always playing a mom, which is true. Every movie you see her in, she is playing somebody's mom. And as for the extra thing, I mean, I just feel like that at some point, you definitely do want to elevate. You definitely do want to elevate from that, because you could probably get your breakthrough as being an extra, but still though, I mean, you definitely want to be able to. You definitely do want to be able to go to that next level. That's just my that's kind of like just my opinion, but yeah, back to that, back to the beginning of the question, when it comes to representation and everything, yeah, I mean that's the way how I look at it with with the agent that I do have right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
William.
I would want an agent that's going to represent me the right way, professional, punctual with time, put me in the best position to elevate and succeed, and make sure our goals align with each other in doing that. And in terms of extra work, I mean, I've done extra work in the past. It was fun. I love doing it, but only way I do extra work now if I'm getting some SAG or IMDb credit, or it's going to elevate my acting career. So
Yeah, because right now I'm very big on my credits. I am very big on my credits,
so
and I'm still waiting on credits. So yeah,
me too. So yeah, I prefer more speaking roles now. I'm trying to just keep elevating and keep doing speaking roles.
thanks.
That's the best way to build my resume.
Right. Okay. Miss Jessica, wait a minute. Let me see. Take you off.
I had to.
Okay.
Then come back in. So could you repeat the question? You said representation.
I would say, oh Lord, what do you look for in representation? How do you best collaborate with your team, agent, manager, or publicist? Like, what do you look for in
representation? Just somebody who believe, they have to believe in you, because they're only gonna, push you as hard as they believe in your craft and your talent. So they have to, it can't just be, oh, I'm just taking you on just to. They have to really believe in you so that they can push you with that same energy. You know what I'm saying? And they can represent you well, know you inside and out, know your strengths and know your weaknesses, and just have your best interest at heart. I think that would be something that I would look for, and as far as representation.
Okay, Jazzy.
What up? I would think that looking for representation, because I don't currently have that. What I'm looking for is someone to put me in the roles that I can see myself in. And to piggyback off what she just said, somebody that does have your best interest at heart, somebody that's in it for, even though you do want to get paid for all your talents, I would look for someone who's more in it for the love of what they're actually doing. Because if you love what you do, it's like it's not work. It's easy. You know, it comes easy, it comes natural. And I would like somebody that sees my talent as natural and know exactly where to put me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go into the hustle question. This is what we're gonna start with Miss Kiki. No, we finna do typecast. That was on my mind. How do y'all feel about typecast, Miss Kiki? Because Ryan them put that perspective in my mind. How do y'all feel about that? People keep constantly putting you in these same roles. Let y'all, like Ryan was saying, law enforcement. He tired of doing law enforcement. I want to do something dramatic. Pin. You know what I'm saying? Janitor, something. Just not what they constantly put you in. How do you feel about that?
Well, this got to be my last question, by the way, because I got to get
Yes,
to
I'm
bed.
sorry
I got
for
church in the morning.
I'm sorry.
But, it's okay. I don't think that it's wise to allow yourself to get typecast because it puts you in a box. As creatives, I don't think any creative wants to be placed in a box. And so I think I agree with anybody who's being cautious about that and making sure that they advocate for themselves to not be placed in that position, because it also limits you with roles as well. If we're getting typecast, if that's all you're going to do, but it doesn't allow for any growth. And just as people, you just want to be able to grow.
Right. Okay.
But
Well,
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I
Well,
enjoyed
after this line of questions, we're gonna be wrapping it up because I didn't honestly we trip on time. I know we was up there.
We was in our bag.
Yeah, that's what I'm glad that I'm seeing people is now expanding, looking at my podcast and looking at these different, episodes and seeing different people has been on here because I've had a lot of people on these podcasts. So we're gonna do this line of serious questions, then we're gonna wrap it up and then we're done. Miss Tiffany, well, how do you feel about typecast?
I would say that's where honestly I think communication comes in. I think if someone like has a project and they maybe seen you or reach out to you or you inquired about a certain thing and they offered you like, no, I want you to be this in the film, whatever. I just say communication, like just ask them, okay, well, if I do this role for you, you think maybe you have something else for me, or just right off bat, just our attitude reflects our gratitude. Just kindly just say like, do you think you got something else for me? Like I want to switch it up a little bit. I think communication is everything. And you wouldn't have to, I think it's just like I say, communication. I mean, for me, I played a couple different roles before, and I feel like communication is big.
Yes, especially when they keep on putting you in that perspective of like, oh, she just played ratchet mom. Every movie she be in is like, no.
Yeah.
I got you. Dan, how do you feel about typecast?
Like I said before, I don't want to get into now. So let me just say this: if you are a person that kills a role, I'm talking about kill it to where when they think about a particular person, they say, "Oh, y'all gonna have to be like this guy." Um, that's one thing. To kill a role in a way where you've done it so good that every time they see that type of character, they want to see you play it because they know you play it so well. The other end of that spectrum is because if you just getting typecast because of a look, not necessarily of your talent, but I just need a big black bald guy to stand over here and do this, and you fit the description, then that's not something that's not a goal of mine. My goal is to get you hooked on me, but also to get you where you trust me to play a character so well that you can put any character in front of me and I kill it. I mean, he done his part so well. Let me see how good he can play a police officer. Or let me see how good he can play a coach or how good he can play this because he done that role so well as like your introductory role to the world. You
Okay.
know what I mean? But like you said, if every time they call you and it's a police role, you're like, God, dog, can you find another police? I want to be the bad guy this time. I don't want to be, with a badge on all the time, or something like that. So I just think that certain roles get you in the door, but then it's up to you to, allow them to use you in other areas. It's up to you to showcase your talent so they can put you in more than just one role. That right there part, I believe, is up to the individual actor.
Okay. Okay. Ryan, do you have anything rebuttal to the typecast situation when you were speaking on previously?
Yeah. So again, and believe it, and when it comes to that typecast role, and just like how even now, whenever I be having these law enforcement roles being offered to me, right now, I just don't even do them because I'm trying to do something different, and I have, like since like aside from playing law enforcement roles, I've in this thriller movie that I was in, I played the killer in that one. In this web series I'm in, I play this comedic asshole boyfriend type. And in another movie that I was in, I played a journalist, and it was so funny because the director, he gave me two options. He said, "Now you can either be one of our FBI agents, or you could be the journalist. But if you be a journalist, you only have one scene." And I actually had chose journalist because not only because of my schedule, but because it was something different. I wanted to show people that I can do something different, and yeah, I just be trying to just try to be as versatile as I can. But however, I ain't gonna be I ain't no fool either. Cause if I'm out in Atlanta and if I see that Tyler Perry casting call where the main role is a police officer, like the main character is a police officer, oh man, I'm definitely gonna be auditioning for that. Best believe, because aside from women loving a light skin and uniform, that's gonna be my little breakthrough. That could be my breakthrough too, since Tyler Perry be looking out for the
Light
independent
skin in the
actors. So,
uniform.
Oh
and, and,
God.
and believe it or not, man, like people actually do like being typecast in those roles. People do like playing roles, like,
But is it a the particular producer? That would really spark when you said that comment. Do it matter the particular producer indie or Hollywood?
well, I mean, and that's really the big thing you got to ask yourself. I mean, with the way stuff is now, I mean, you know, when you're doing an indie film, it's a gamble. I mean, with Tubi and everything, your indie film can jump off. It can't. So it's kind of taking a
Mm.
gamble with indie versus going off for
Well, you
Hollywood.
see, Hollywood is direct. You finna be in there when Tyler Perry. Oh, you reach out. Do audition for Tyler Perry, and it's a FBI role. You know for a fact in your mind that it's gonna go viral because of the numbers he's doing on Netflix.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Understood.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes,
got
exactly.
you.
Yes, and that indie film, that may be the right one to get picked for them film festivals and blow up to be the next thing.
All right,
So
yeah,
yeah,
got
I
you.
mean yeah, so if I see a breakthrough opportunity, then yeah, I'm gonna do it. That's why that's why just real quick, again about the going back to the extra thing, when it comes to being an extra in the indie film, I don't feel like it don't really get you nowhere versus being an extra in Hollywood to where you could be
Mm,
seen for something.
okay,
Yeah.
William.
It has its pros and cons. Some guys are just so dominant at just playing that same role over and over and over and over, and it probably makes them successful. But me personally, I wouldn't want to be typecast. I would like to do, I like to play a pirate one day. I like to play a police officer another day. I like to play a killer next day. I want to show, my versatility and my range as an actor. So I would like to challenge myself. I wouldn't like to be typecasted. Me
Okay,
personally. So
got you. Miss Jessica.
Yeah, I think you just have to count count how it could the benefits of it. pros and the cons of it. You know, if it's a bigger
Absolutely.
production, you know what I'm saying? You maybe yeah, I had a friend, she got to play two just the extra role or a supporting extra role on Tyler Perry. They called her back. You know what I'm saying? So but you have to decide, you know, what works for you. But the opposite of being typecast is being blackballed, you know? So it's like,
Mm.
and I was gonna ask about that too, because I wanted to ask the directors, have they ever dealt with that or somebody
Well, we
trying
got a
to
director's panel tomorrow. You can ask that question.
okay, I will. But
Yes.
typecast, you know, it's like on one hand, you're grateful to get the work. So you want to just keep working, you know what I'm saying? Get your credits, get paid, get your face out there. But after a while, when you want to elevate in a point in your career, you have to be like, all right, enough of playing the nurse. I done played a nurse 12 times. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it just is it varies, you know, for each person. So
Okay.
yeah. Hmm.
Jazzy.
I have in my experience with acting, I've had multiple different roles, but I have always kind of felt like when I do comedies, I'm always I say it every time we do this show, always the ass of the joke. And
Mm,
that to me is
yeah.
a part of being typecasted. Even though I'm getting different roles, like my first film, I was a serial killer. The second film, I was a church girl. The third film, I was a person getting robbed. The part after that, I forgot. I was a detective. So it's like all those different roles. They made a difference. They made me see my range and see that I'm capable of doing different things. But once again, when doing the comedies, always the ass of the joke. So that's still being put in that into one category, um, falling within that subject line. And I don't personally like it. I would rather continue to grow, like they were saying. And I don't really have much else to say other than I agree with everybody else.
Okay. Okay. Well, we is wrapped for this episode of the last episode of the At the Industry Talk. Season episode
Can
9.
I say one more
Now,
thing,
go ahead.
Tracy?
Go
Can
ahead,
I say
baby.
one more thing? As I'm listening to everyone talk, I think one thing that I've noticed, and I'm coming in here. I never went to film school, or I don't have a degree in theater or any of the sort. I'm a businesswoman that came into this field. What I know is that we got to start looking at ourselves as businesses. And so, what are you willing to invest in your business? And
Facts.
what when we're talking about typecasting and stuff, what is going to be your return on your investment by accepting these
Right.
roles? Sometimes we got to think, oh, I want to do all this, I want to do all this, so that I can be seen. But is it beneficial to your business? What's your business
Exactly.
model?
Mm, okay. What do y'all
So
have?
I
Essence
just
of
want to
her.
say that. I
Okay.
just want to say that.
Okay. What y'all think? What she just said? Because she's
I
a
think
director
that was
herself.
brilliant.
We can't hear you. Y'all can take out stuff off speak off mute. Go ahead.
I
You
agree
you
with
were
her.
saying something? Oh, okay.
Like I said before, if you have a brand, you trying to protect your brand. Then when you do find an agent or find your team of people that you're working with, they have to see your vision the way you see it and know kind of how you think and kind of know where you're headed in life in your business, so that when you do get certain roles, you want to get roles that will you know, help you off screen as well. One of the missions I have in my life, one of my career goals is to be the number one motivational speaker in the world. So how do I get there? Uh, doing these movies is going to help get some recognition and help get me on a different platform. And the things I'm doing right now, is get my foot in the door. I won't be willing to do those same roles later on down the road when I'm building a bigger or my brand is headed in a different direction. So, being comfortable with your team and knowing who you have on your team to know that this is where you're heading and you're a brand, you're building your brand. And so you want to be able to make sure that everything you do represents the type of energy you want to put out into the world as it relates to, you know, your brand.
Okay.
Right.
Anybody else got any, responses to Miss Kiki's statement?
Be careful what avatar you pick.
Why you say
That's
that?
all I'm gonna say.
Why you say
Think
that?
about it. When we go on a video game, let's say like GTA or whatever, we pick characters that we want to be, right? We pick those characters because they have certain things that either we can relate to, so things will come natural to us, right? So that's something about like typecasting right there. And on top of that, I say be careful at the character you pick. And I don't just mean the character you're portraying in films, your brand, who you are. That is an avatar in itself. Me standing in front of you, I am an avatar of what I want to represent to you all, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be careful who you choose to be and what you're willing to accept.
Okay. Anybody else got any last remarks?
Give everybody a chance. Don't always go by what you hear. Get to know people for yourself.
Amen.
Especially in the industry, because it's a lot of.
That's true.
Just like directors have
That's true,
conversations
too.
and group chats, actors do too.
Yeah, I'm saying all of
And I
it.
will be bringing
All
that up
of it. Like, you
later
just
on.
gotta get to know people for yourself. It's always three sides to the story. People have their own stuff. You gotta have discernment in who you dealing with, and I wanted to say that.
Okay, Ryan.
Oh, no.
That's true
Yeah.
too, but there's
No,
some predators in this industry. Let me just say.
Amen.
yes.
indeed.
Yes, a lot of
Yeah, I've been
wackos.
watching. It's just like,
Amen.
damn, like, come on. The shit I've been
Watch what
hearing
you
lately.
say too, because that quick, you know.
Like,
Yes. And no, I mean, yeah. No, yeah. Make sure it is something. Ask yourself, is it something that you really want to do? Because you got some people who just see a movie and be like, okay, I want to be an actor. And then you got and then you got people like us on here, which I can already tell are working actors who, they're working. You got some people who just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I want to be in a movie," or even directors. They just wake up one day and just want to grab a camera, say they know what to
Ain't nothing wrong with that though, you know.
Yeah, they don't know what the hell they be doing. So you
Not at all.
definitely got to know. You definitely got to ask
Respect the
yourself those
craft
things.
though.
Facts, Ryan. Do you got any last responses, William, to Miss Kiki's statement?
Nah, I agree with everything they said, man. You know, yeah, you gotta have the spirit of discernment and stay true to yourself and make yourself a brand and try to build it up. Maybe acting can help you with that. I agree.
All right. We is officially wrapped of this 2.5 hour live. Oh my God. We had over 40 plus directors and actresses on this season 4. When I said networking is most important in this acting industry. When I say I learned myself from throughout this whole season of different aspects and characters on what to look for, what not to look for, what to watch out for, what not to watch out for. It's amazing that I can bring people on that's not, what can I say? That's always on defense mode when it comes to this acting shit. Because at the end of the day, you could be replaced.
100%.
It's just like you said, typecasting. You know how to put go to the director's vision. You know, ask the director, can I tweak it a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ask for permission because people feel like because they've been in 85 movies, they got the big head thinking they're bigger than the next person. You was just like me 2 years ago, looking like you a background, and now you at where you need to be. Because at the end of the day, you was just like me. Until, like I said, I'm going to ask this question tomorrow when it comes to directors, when it comes to the popularity tip. Because everybody be putting these people in these lead roles that don't promote the film. Because my name is yada yada. I don't got to promote shit. That's how people looking at it. Why do you feel that the extra is versus the lead actor, and the extra may be bringing your film millions, but you think this person that got followers that may be fake, you know what I'm saying? It's just this been a good journey with you guys. I appreciate everyone that's been on this podcast for these past 2.5 hours. I appreciate everyone that's been on season 4, all the directors, all the composers, musicians, singers. Like this, I know this is going to be big, and I know I'm going to have people coming to me like I want to interview. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always a person that's putting people in position to win. You don't know who's watching. These episodes, you know what I'm saying? Because every time I'm looking up, my name going viral on something. You know what I'm saying? Just like Michael. Well, he's a big actor. You know what I'm saying? He's in the SAG. He's in all these things. You don't know what makes sport. Tyler Perry could be looking at this right now. You don't know who's watching this podcast. So be very mindful of what you say and what you say out your mouth.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everyone that completed season 4. I appreciate all my my co-hosts that was available for this podcast. And this is the last episode of the Actors Industry Talk. We have the Directors Industry Talk tomorrow. We have a 3-hour discussion. And when I say I'm getting in people's business, oh baby, when I say that's gonna be the most intense episode of my podcast history. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. We finna get everything together. We is wrap for the night, and I appreciate everyone for their time and patience. Have a nice day.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So
come on to Detroit, girl.
Season 5
Come to Cleveland.
Come to Detroit.
Say y'all stay. Say y'all stay.
I got you when you come to the D.
ATL Joe just shouted.
Okay.
ATL
Back to Florida, baby.
Shout out to Cleveland, though.
Okay, Miss Kiki, you from Atlanta?
Who?
Miss Kiki, you from Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Represent.
Make sure y'all follow everybody in the group chat or whatever. We finna go from there. We is out. Bye.
Y'all be blessed.